jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS is the first in the MF and building. Salute to all of you who's on your way to the chat, man. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. What's good with it, man? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Big Blunts and Boxing is in the building. Salute. Everybody else is coming on board. Yes, man. At this point, hey, my feelings are irrelevant to this boxing shit. Real talk. My feelings is irrelevant. Because the way I feel about this is pretty much what we've been seeing playing out. And I'm talking about Coherent. His promoter won the purse bid for Boots. It's no way. It's no way that happened. After all this free promo and publicity that was spearing all into the streets of this damn media, this YTC media, the fight goes to purse bid. Y'all should have just made the fight with freaking Norman, so people would just be locked in now, knowing that we got a good fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're gonna get to that. Pugilists on deck, man. Salute to you. I see you in the building. I am Cam Edwards is on deck. One half of the Apostles is in the building. Salute to you, man. The OG Mr. Golden on deck. What's good with it, OG? How you feeling? I see you in the building. Bud Gun Stop Canelo is in the building. Ennis' career is way off track. Salute to everyone that's on deck, man. Let's get down to it. As you already know, we've been talking about this time and time again for the last several weeks. We have came to see once again how individuals believe that they was very much qualified to speak on the numbers. And look, it's fun. It's fun at the end of the day because everybody seemed like those individuals that want to talk on the number. It's good for conversation. Real talk. I'm not gonna be a bed bug about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves to talk about numbers. They was talking about what was high enough, what wasn't. You know, should have took it? Should he not? And we thinking to ourselves, okay, those individuals said, you know, Norman, they messed up by not taking the money, you know, and all that. And Norman them locked in for November. Okay, now we got Ennis. Okay, Ennis is gonna fight. I myself was on record as saying, well, we're gonna wait until see both fighters, how they look in their next fight, and then maybe we can revisit this. We're talking about all the big publicity of Ennis coming out of a lawsuit when Cameron Duncan passed away, and they was pretty much saying his better half was incompetent to run the rest of the business, and basically they didn't want to be on the shelf. So they come out of a second one after Victory Boxing Promotion and Chris Menendorf, and then this with Cameron Duncan to finally start to flap those wings, man. Finally started to flap the wings and fly away. Fly to something bigger and better. And look, amazing how the rotation works with boxing, how they end up fighting David Avanesian. The fight was okay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Greg Hackett. You know what I'm saying? He gave me his breakdown yesterday. I jumped on this panel for the first time. Short, quick, straight to the point. I just said, Boots go in there and he can look very magnificent. And then he just almost like drops. He just loses focus. And he gave me his spiel, on pretty much the fighter fighting to a level of competition. Fighting to their level of competition. But outside of him getting the win over David Avanesian, we was looking forward somehow, some way to the 147-pound unifying. We was looking for somehow, some way to spark up those fireworks, that electricity, that surge of energy that we seen at 147 pounds when all of us was on here talking about 2022 when Spence finally freaking beat Yordenis Ugas and we knew he had the third belt. There was only one more stone to get. I mean, everybody was hyped up because we pretty much thought the fight was going to happen in 22 and it didn't. That's that mental masturbation that boxing does to the consumers. The hocus pocus, y'all. Boxing sends you down that motherfucking street. No lights, nothing. You got to feel your way in the dark. That's how boxing treat us, man. That's how boxing treat us. Let's get down to the reality of everything that goes along with this circus. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearns, everybody making rounds. God damn. Every time you turn around, interview after interview after interview. All for Ennis, Eddie Hearns, to lose the purse bid? What? All for him to lose the purse bid? Chukhadzian wins purse bid. Boosts Ennis welterweight future in doubt. Let's get to the read. Korean promoters at P2M Box Promotion has won the purse bid for a fight against IBL welterweight champion Jaron Ennis for November, topping the bid by Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearns by $250,000. Now, I know a lot of you in the chat are saying to yourself, it ain't no freaking way that Eddie Hearns allowed 250 stacks, which that was pretty much what Norman was asking outside of what was already there, right? They was asking for an extra 250, right? So you go up here and just say, you know what? I ain't speak no habla, no English, no dinero. You have no more dinero for Jaron and Boots Ennis, but you saying you trying to pretend to the people that that's one of your biggest stars, and you was gonna raise him to the freaking welkin, to the skies, to the pantheon of boxing. That's what Eddie Hearns said he was going to take Jaron Ennis. He was going to take him to the pantheon of boxing. He was going to make him into one of the gods. It said this is terrible news for Boots Ennis and his career. Hopes at 147, signaling that this time in this weight class may be over. Let's talk about the social media backlash against Hearn. He's been the man of the hour. He's been losing his wits, jumping out of character, acting eccentric. You know what I'm saying? It said people on social media say that Ennis promoter Eddie Hearn has failed him and is more focused on other fighters in Matchroom stable, like Shakur Stevenson and Anthony Joshua. Now, let's be clear on things, right? Let's be clear. Shakur Stevenson, Anthony Joshua, bigger names than Jaron Ennis. Point blank, period. But if you're gonna sign a 27-year-old fighter, you have to follow through with the energy that you basically presented to the public. Eddie Hearn act like he was gonna do anything and everything to get Ennis the big fights. Once the big fight, which wasn't David Avanesian, but it was freaking Brian Norman Jr. We went all up here hour, day after day after day after day, and nothing happened. But you go out here, pretty much the same numbers that caused you to retreat from the Norman freaking negotiations is somewhat similar to what you retreated from with the purse bid with Chukhadzian. So pretty much you could have just told us, Eddie, that you want him to move up to 154 because it's better competition up there. And you can pretty much feel great about making your money back. You feel great about actually spending money on boots at 154. You should have just told us that. Don't take us through a whole negotiation process where you sent lowball offers to all these names and nothing was going to happen. Nothing ever was going to come from this. It says this means that Boots won't defend the IBF title in his hometown of Philly in front of 21,000 at Wells Fargo Center, as Hearn discussed, unless Coherent wants to fight in Philly. Boots will be looking at travel to Europe to defend his IBF strap if he doesn't vacate. Now, y'all gonna tell me that Jaron Ennis is going to fly over to the Ukraine and fight Korean Chukhadzian like a boss? Like he on beast mode? Like he's special ops? You trying to tell me that Ennis may potentially make a deployment, as we call it in the military? Will Ennis make his first deployment over to Korean's backyard and defend his title? I don't want to say, does he have the cojones to do that? I got to look at it like, is it smart for him to go that route anyway? But if he doesn't and he vacates the IBF title, I'm going to go out here and tell you straight up. All during these Brian Norman negotiations, Eddie Hearn knew that they was going to move to 154. Pretty much the hocus pocus of boxing. When you always hear me talk about corruption and fixed fights and all that, people want to act like it's a foreign language. You know what I'm saying? That's an area that they never want to visit. That means the whole entire time when they were supposed to negotiating with Norman them, they had intentions of freaking moving on to 154? I don't know, because he did come with counter offers, supposedly. At first, he said there was no counter offers. And then we find out there were counter offers. So once again, there's lies all over the place with this. But what if Eddie Hearn's entire and his whole intentions was to move up to 154, waste our freaking time, you know what I'm saying, get free publicity from the ant mold, you know what I'm saying, the molehill, rather, the septic tank of media, to flush us around, talk about this, knowing he was going to a purse bid and he was going to freaking pull the chute. That's a dirty game, man. Boxing a motherfucking dirty game, yo. Shout out to Tough Glove Boxing in the building. Shout out to the $5 super chat, my brother. Lighting up the tree of life for WCS. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Salute to you. Y'all definitely go check out Tough Glove Boxing. Show the brother some love and support. And don't do that fake support. Come in there and don't hit the like button. Show him support, man. He be putting out great content, man. Show the brother love. I told all of you the other night on MacMa what Eddie was going to do. Damn Eddie out here looking bad. And you know what? I can't say you didn't say that. I can't say you didn't say that, Mr. Golden. I could have sworn you heard something. I mean, you said something to that extent, but I couldn't hear you because people was getting cussed out all over the place. I couldn't hear you because Bud Gustavo Canelo was speaking Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Cállate, cállate puto, cállate la boca, pendejo. I mean, I gotta get some laugh. Hey man, this boxing shit, you can't take it serious all the time, bro. People just say only winner was Brian, who got a ton of publicity out of that debacle. People will tune in November to see if he lose. Hey man, talk your shit, dog. Talk that shit, boy. What I say? Quality over quantity? Absolutely. He benefited from that freaking media scrum. Absolutely, yo. Absolutely. He benefited. Look, I don't know how many freaking channels they was on. I mean, still on right now as we speak. Mad publicity. And for Eddie Hearns to bail out over 250 grand. Unfreaking believable. I thought Boots was the biggest star. What happened? Yeah, I mean, you know, people think all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Are they sincere within themselves, though? OG, you know what I'm saying? Are they sincere within themselves? You know, that's a life decision right there. For somebody to be sincere or disingenuous, I mean, I'm just saying that's a life decision we got. You know, we find out some people ain't that way. We found Eddie Hearns to be that guy sometime. You know, I praise him on being one of the best, you know, mouthpieces in the game when it comes to promoting. But you trying to tell me you bailed out on 250 grand when it's pretty much what you would have had to just put to make that or appease Team Norman to make this fight? Trash. It says Jake Donovan reports that Hearn lost the bid to Korean promoters. This puts the unbeaten Boots Ennis in a difficult position. He may need to travel overseas to Europe to defend his IBF 147-pound title in Ukraine. Yes, you said Ukraine. Do you think that Team Ennis is ready to take that deployment? Do you believe that Korean, who is mandatory, you think he's going to appease Team Ennis by fighting him in Philly when he can force Ennis to come over to Ukraine in his backyard or vacate the title? If he vacates the title, that means Korean is going to become a world champion potentially. So what route you think he's going to take? Korean, who wants to be a world champion, a recognizable world champion in Ukraine? Or he's going to go over there and look as goofy as the goddamn most senior clown in the circus and fight Boots in Philly? Look, should he even fight Boots in Philly to prove a point? I don't think so. I don't think that's smart. I think when it comes down to it, when you mention that L word called leverage, yeah, Korean is definitely understanding that we've been talking mad shit about him, yo. We've been talking mad shit about him. So he said, I teach these Americans a lesson. I'm going over there. He's coming over my backyard. He's coming over there. I'm not fighting him in Philly. Why he's going to fight him in Philly for the same amount of money? Who would do that? It says if Ennis, y'all already know his record, 32 victories opposite of 0 defeats, 29 coming by way of knockout, vacates his IBF title. That would explain Hearn reluctance to pay the $500K to get the unification fight made with WBO champion Brian Norman Jr. and to win the purse bid for the mandatory defense against Chukhadzian. 24 victories, 2 defeats, 13 by knockout. So listen, y'all. He's pretty much bailing out of 250 grand that placed him even closer to have a big fight, which in the contract could have provided a two-way rematch clause if they wanted to. And we would be up here talking, oh man, now we have something of interest like we did when we heard Crawford and Spence was going to fight in 2023. When the news finally broke, we said, oh shit, they fighting July 29th. We was all happy. We was anticipating. It was lives is the same freaking format. Now it's all fucked up. I don't want to say, karma. She came trotting her ass up the street, talking about she was the prettiest bitch on the block. But is it karma though? You submit a dead end letter to Crawford for the IBF chip, and you get the belt, and the man earned it by beating a pound for pound fighter, and he wasn't even able to hold on to it for 90 freaking days. A belt that Spence earned there, Ennis. Hear me out, Ennis. Spence earned that IBF title by going over to Kell Brook's backyard, yo. And fighting in a championship 12-rounder. Defeating Kell Brook via stoppage. And here you are, you somewhat in the same position there, Ennis. You have to make a decision on whether you want to go over to Ukraine, Europe, and fight, or whatever. And it kind of playing into the same way on how you constructed submitting that dead end letter to get that IBF title, defended it one time, and now you stuck. Am I tripping, yo? Am I tripping? Errol Spence won that IBF title in the backyard of Kell Brook. And now you got Jaron Ennis, who would most definitely have to go in Korean's backyard to defend that title again. All because it's something uniquely strange about the way Team Ennis do fucking business. Like, wasn't he the guy that was supposed to be over at the PBC? I mean, is he jinxed right now? Is there something going on? Like, it's an upside to this shit too, right? It's really an upside to this boxing shit. Wasn't Jaron Ennis supposed to go over the PBC? Wasn't he supposed to be the next coming of Errol Spence? He's going to be the face of Premier Boxing Championship. All the Aerosexuals was clamoring, y'all. They was clamoring to support their next big name. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was betrayal, cutthroat, stabbed in the back, I don't know. But somehow Team Ennis went over to Matchroom, which a lot of these content creators that love throwing race into it, they say, oh, he went over there with the white man. You notice how things aren't adding up? Like Ennis, I don't know, man. You might have no fault of your own, but you might have some of these cats that have basically contaminated Spence. They may have contaminated you, bro, by trying to put their hand in your back and trying to say, hey, you up next, you up next, you up next, Ennis, you up next, you up next. Get your team, submit that letter. Get Crawford stripped of that IBF title. Don't worry about the notification belt. Don't worry about them saying email. Get that title, man. That's what you want to do. You want to be world champ. He gets the title and everything and hasn't did anything with it except one defense. A common opponent, Terrence Crawford. And now he's SOL up the creek until we find out who's going to finesse this, who's going to massage the current situation. Is there room for manipulation in this bitch? Is it? Because it seems like to me, if he ain't willing to go over to Ukraine, somebody's going to vacate the title. And I'm saying to myself, damn, you went through all that shit to get Crawford stripped of the title, then turn back around and say, hey, Crawford, you want your belt, come get it. I mean, it's here with me in Philly. I feel at home. I'm kicking my feet up. I feel at home when I kick my feet up. I feel comfortable. The belt here with me in Philly. Is this karma, y'all? Real talk. I mean, is it karma? Because it just seems like the storm has made its rotation. It's did its rounds and it came back and it's sitting right there. That cloud canopy is right there over Philly. This is a fucked up situation, bro. He haven't even really been able to even put a dent in trying to unify the 147-pound division. Team Ennis, I'm not talking to your team. Ennis, hear me out, bro. I have to ask you a question. When you were going through this whole administrative process of stripping the belt, did you really believe that you were going to have leverage just from getting the title the way you did? Not only that, no, hear me out. Did y'all have a plan for this? Are y'all just freestyling this shit? Is this open mic? Were y'all up there doing comedy like Cam? Were y'all up here doing some stand-up comedy? Are we missing something? It don't seem like you had a plan of attack, bro. Like all the situations that you went through in your career, 27 years old, and then to hear Senior blast on you. He say, you didn't do what my son did at 23. Now I have to say, God damn, bro. You said that y'all intentions was to, and Bozy said it too. Y'all intentions was to unify 147-pound division. How in the hell did you have Spence driving? How did you have him at the wheel? Because it just seems like it was a crash all over again, for real. I mean, what the hell, bro? Did y'all even know what the itinerary? Did the GPS send you to Brick City? I'm not talking about the one over there in Jersey. I'm talking about a wall that just automatically pops up out and y'all become crash test dummies. How could this be? How can somehow negotiations begin between you and Norman and Bozy didn't know it was going on? Because he said y'all was going to unify 147 pounds. How did y'all not know Korean was up as your mandatory? Did Eddie Hearns get with you all and say, Boots, I'm not going to win this purse bid. I'm just letting you know, mate. Don't get your hopes up too high. I'm not winning this purse bid. Depending on, I'm not going up. This is my ceiling right here. After that, I'm saying no. I'm bailing out. You going up to 154. So if it's indeed true, they didn't have no intention of fighting Korean in the first place. Eddie had a ceiling, a monetary ceiling. He had a limit on what he was going to bid. And somehow, some way, we're all in a state of confusion, coming off this long back and forth verbal spat as to who was wrong, who should have the culpability, who is liable between Norman and Ennis, and why that fight didn't happen. And then all of a sudden we think, okay, we are moved on. But yet for 250 grand, they lost the purse bid. And now it takes the leverage and momentum away from Ennis to potentially go over to defend his title in the backyard of Korean. That's not smart, man. I don't want to say it sounds like sabotage. I don't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I genuinely believe that it may be some sabotaging going on here. Or, you know, it may be some acting. It may be some individuals that strung people along and put all this freaking vested energy in this fight. And now it's going to potentially be a vacation. He vacates the title and move to 154. He should have just said that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He should have just said the shit, for real. Arnold Brown in the building. Salute to you. Should just said the shit. Real talk. Shout out to Toby Bartley, Mr. International, man. Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global, better than be just local. You already know. Coherent might win the fight, especially if Boots can't stop him. I'm just saying, this is the way I'm looking at it. To everyone in the chat, one thing about Ennis, he loves staying in Philly for sparring. He loves just being nestled in his home, nesting grounds. I don't think he's ready to go over there to Ukraine amidst what's going on over there between them and Russia. I don't think he's ready to go over there in that hostile territory, because you heard Norman them say, hey, we'll go back over in Philly and fight. But the money end up not being right. So therefore, I don't know if Ennis is ready to go to Corinne's backyard, and he doesn't get that same love that he was dancing to in Philly. I don't know, man. He might prove me wrong. I don't know if he's ready to go over there. I don't think he's ready for that energy just yet. Let me get back to this article right quick. It said if Hearn already decided that Boots should vacate his welterweight title and move up to 154, his failure to negotiate a very easily negotiable fight with Brian Norman is now understandable. Just like I said earlier, fans on social media feel that Hearn doesn't want to invest money in Boots' future and isn't willing to lose money on the fights. If Boots does vacate the IBF title, he could move up to 154 and potentially fight former WBA junior middleweight champion Marjamov or Burchak on one of Turkey Al Sheikh's Riyadh season cards. That would make things easier for Hearn, who would have to come up with the money to pay. Who wouldn't have to come up with the money to pay. Now, if we're talking about that particular format, okay, it makes a lot of sense. Why? Because a lot of fighters have been easily placated over there in the Riyadh season. No complaints, no public freaking gripes. You know what I'm saying? No going on here venting. Oh my God, I never want to fight in Riyadh season again. You don't hear fighters saying that shit. They're extremely freaking happy when they're over there. But for this fight, I'm not going to tell you that I was upset, because I wasn't coming on here like that. I wasn't doing a live every day thinking that Norman and Boots is gonna freaking happen. But when it comes down to, if this was the plan all along for him to go to 154, but they take us, you know what I'm saying, they puppetize us, like I always say, the hocus pocus, you know what I'm saying, the black magic of freaking this inner working with the promoters and managers and all that shit, of stringing people along, all well knowing that they had no intentions of fighting and defending that title at 147. They was going to 54. Now that sucks. That sucks really bad, yo. Real bad. It said, assuming Boots 27 does choose to keep his IBF title and travel to Europe to defend against Chukhadzian, fans will criticize Hearns for blowing it with the negotiations with Norman, and then make a second mistake by failing to win the purse bid to stage the fight with Corinne in Philly. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know too much about Corinne, but the burden of proof I'm going to assume is that if you talking about a Ukrainian having the opportunity for leverage to fight in their hometown, they're going to fight in their hometown. I would assume, because anything can happen when it comes to boxing. But I would assume he would say, I'm fighting at home. Just like, Boots, Eddie's trying to build up Boots here in Philly and build up the boxing presence. Cool. That's good shit. Regenerate the interest of boxing in the inner city. Cool. That's cool. But in this case right here, it's fucked up, bro. And the reason why I'm saying it's effed up so bad is because of our last 2 weeks. Just think about the ebbs and flows of the last 2 weeks, believing that Sunday was going to be the cutoff date. You remember when we was going through the Crawford Spence situation, they was just putting out fake dates on when the announcement was supposed to be made, and none of them cats really knew anything. That's kind of what we got with this, you know, leading up to the conclusion and how the negotiations were terminated. They said, oh, they got time. And then, you know, when Sunday got near, I mean, it was already clear that the fight wasn't going to happen. But is this freaking karma on Boots on how he picked up Crawford's belt to begin with? A belt that Spence went over there to Kell Brook's backyard and beat him in. Now he has to make an ultimate decision on if he's willing to go to another fighter's backyard and get that international exposure to defend his title a second time. I don't know if he's willing to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if he's willing to do it. Shout out to Collins Jr. in the building. I told y'all Team Ennis, the worst team in boxing, one mistake after the other. Oh, I can't feel no type of way if you have, you know, boxing fanatics who are frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get where you at with it. For real. I get where you at with it. I mean, it's just, I know it ain't me. I know it ain't me. For real. I know it. I know it's not me when I was laying on that criticism on how Team Ennis is moving. Like, man, this is just crazy, man. You can only take so much damage before, you know, your perception to the boxing fans become brittle. It becomes extremely brittle. You know, people not willing to defend him no more. Like, I know Team Ennis wasn't the ones that was up here negotiating or the purse bid. I get it, bro. But you were speaking about the offers that was being sent to Brian Norman. And you might have had confidence that Hearns was going to take care of the other stuff on the back end with the purse bid and all that shit. But if it was something that Hearns didn't tell you that, Ennis, man, you in trouble. If this caught you off guard with him just aborting mission on the purse bid, you in trouble. Because just like it said in that article, Anthony Joshua and Shakur Stevenson, the interest and the entire focus may be zoomed in on them while you up here laying on the shelf with your, you know, kick your feet up like you in Philly. And you waiting to get that big fight. Before Ennis knows it, y'all, he's going to be 30 years old. Before he knows, he's going to be 30 years old, and his wins are going to be in the 30s. But still, he's going to be looking for that big fight. You know what I'm saying? Can he get the big fight of $15 million? You know, before he get, people don't understand, when you get to your 30s, you know, something happened to the time. You know what I'm saying? That circadian rhythm. It just seems like the days tick a little bit faster when you get 30 years old. Especially in boxing. When you got boxers that's fighting once or twice a year, Boots petitioned for the IBF knowing about the rematch. But he couldn't petition for the mandatory when he was next in the WBO. Talk that, man. Hey, heat that grease up, man. Sir Senior in the building. He said his reign at the top was shorter than me. Man, he hasn't vacated yet, though. Let's be clear. He hasn't vacated yet. No boxing in Ukraine at the moment. Usyk fought Dubois in North Poland because there's a lot of Ukrainians. Their German has a lot there too. I wasn't necessarily saying Ukraine, but you know, in crosstalk or whatever, because they're at war right now. Okay, I'm just, you know what I'm saying. But I appreciate Toby, you know, always being on par. You know what I'm saying. dropping the info. I knew it's not in Ukraine because they had war, obviously, but wherever they choose to have it in the backyard, they know who the visitor is. You know what I'm saying? They know that Ennis is going to be the visitor, and he's going to be in enemy territory for real, for real. Truth is, Boots ain't unifying anything. He ain't, man. He can't even unify the aerosexuals, man. Told him to stay away from them. Bozy and Boots was only know what Master tell us. Man, y'all are out of pocket. Hey, man, Boots saw this coming. I'm just saying, if Eddie had other plans, there's so much miscommunication. Like, truth be told, real talk, check this out. It didn't seem like it was coming from Norman's side that they didn't really know what was going on because they receiving the orders. All they was doing was, no, we're going to give you a counter offer. Okay. But when it came to the other side, Bozy didn't know that talks was going on, right? And even after that information was released, they still continued to talk as if they was negotiating. After Bozy had been on record as saying, I didn't know nothing about any fight. I didn't know anything. I know nothing. I know nothing, amigo. No say, I know nothing. I mean, how can he know nothing and they continue to negotiate? If Bozy was saying they was gonna attempt to unify the 147-pound division, why all of a sudden they're talking about moving up to 154? I mean, goddamn, man, who's at the helm of the ship? Are y'all in Glacier City? Goddammit! Are y'all stuck? Are y'all sending out SOSs like, dude, man? You have one good ring walk with Avanesian, and then it goes to hell from there. First of all, we don't want to see you fight Chukhadzian, Ren. We would have more so wanted to see you unify. Now it seems like the talks has all but freaking jailbreak. And you might be going to 154 to fight two individuals, two potential names that don't even have straps. Boy, karma ain't on this nigga's neck, boy. Shout out to the channel, sports channel, salute. Boot side lost the purse bid. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Eddie Hearn chose not to pursue the purse bid for 250 grand. He let it go. So if you're letting it go, potentially he may have something else in store. You know what I'm saying? He may have other plans. How the hell they let that happen is a question for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Ninjas was trying to lowball Korean too, but not bidding. Yeah. Talk that, yeah. See, all the lavish, nefarious freaking planning that Eddie continues to try to play, he's doing that shit at the expense of Boots, y'all. He's doing all this stuff at the expense of Boots. Why can't Ennis just have smooth sailing and we see him, take flight and he's able to soar, man, into some big fights? David Avanesian wasn't a big fight, yo. They did all the promo of, clout chasing freaking Crawford. He left and went up there and won his fight. That shit burned to the fucking ground, ashes. And now they just lost. Oh, we can't clout chase Crawford no more unless we get up to 150, 54. And then we have to fight either a common opponent or another, name up there just to try to get ourselves in position for a title shot. So they have a ways to go now. If they choose to vacate, they have a ways to go. Real talk. Because I think Zoo is pretty much locked in. You know what I'm saying? For the IBF title. And then Ennis, if he has to go up there in 154, fight an opponent. And then in 2025 is probably when we'll see him next. If he's aligned for a title shot. But he doesn't have that freaking leverage over Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Where does Ennis come into play if Crawford, let's just say Crawford goes over here and have an opportunity to fight Fundora, if that fights happen. And it's for, the WBO, WBC and all that. Well, potentially that be at the end of 2024. You know what I'm saying? The final semester of 2024, heading into 2025, the focus is going to be Crawford face the winner of the IBF championship. And this is not even going to be nowhere into the conversation with that. Scene was 100% right. Got to fight a champion to be undisputed. Yeah. Facts. It's just like when Spence beat your Ugas, he said Crawford, I'm coming for the effing belt. Why? Because he made the declaration that he wanted to unify the 147-pound division. With Ennis, I don't know, man. It's almost like they speak in a different dialect, bro. They're not speaking in tongue. They speak in a whole nother dialect. If you want to talk about undisputed, it's consistent of 4 sanctioning bodies. You have 1/4 of the sanctioning body. So therefore, you need to get the remaining third. You have 1/4. In order for you to do that, you need to communicate. And you know what? I don't think people are listening. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Eddie Hearns was listening. I don't think he has the patience to sit there and listen to Ennis, who may be one of those people who's just a listener to Eddie Hearns to begin with. He may not be on par or on top of his movement on where he's trying to go. They kept on saying undisputed, undisputed, undisputed. Now you bailing out, and you're gonna give Brian Norman a whole entire freaking reign. I mean, did you not know what your purpose was, dog, when you submitted the letter for Crawford? That's just bullshit, bro. You submitted this whole entire letter, yo. You end up getting the belt in 23, 24, still on deck. You did all that. Clout chased this man's name over and over again, talking about, oh, now I got your title. Come and get it. That shit fizzled. And now you act like, okay, no more clouding Crawford. What am I going to do with? Now Norman comes into the picture. Now it's a fight that everybody wants to see 50-50. We get strung along for weeks. Now it's looking like y'all never wanted to fight. You never wanted to fight with Norman. Eddie Hearns is trying to say, well, I like that money over there in Riyadh. And I'm just gonna let you know, be patient. Don't be mad at me. But some bullshit's about to happen. Don't be mad, mate. I think there's certain things he didn't tell freaking Ennis. I wonder what Ennis. Why is him? If you listen, if you can fire up the mic and ask Ennis what he thinks about, Mr. Eddie Hearns bailing out of the purse bid. Millie City, something. Something. I want to hear what Ennis has to say about this. Did he have any awareness that Hearns had a limit to the purse bid? And just like Collins just put up there, what if Hearns, let me see, whoever before that was trying to lowball Corinne? And then, his promoter said, no. What if Corinne's promotion wasn't really trying to win the purse bid? Maybe like an auction, they was trying to bluff, and Hearns didn't come over the top. Well, they raised the bid to see if Matchroom was gonna come over the top, and he just said, no, I'm out, mate. I'm out. It looked like he might end up being another Andrade. Hey, that's possible. Shout out to Andrade, man. Good people. You know what I'm saying? Good people. I don't want to start stirring up my black brethren. I don't. We about to get into the holiday season soon. It's September. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is absolutely buffoonery at its best. I'm serious, man. I'm just conveying my disapproval. I'm pissed, man. Because the inclination that we had was what? It's a potential that the fight will happen. At least with Norman. Then all of a sudden, it just goes to the motherfucking ashtray. And we saying, okay, it's still potential. All right. Ennis goes up here and beat Korean, looks good. We can possibly get this fight early part of 2025. We had hope. We haven't even begun to dream yet, but we had hope. In order for us to dream, we have to see both fights, and then somewhat like Crawford Spence, we went in from 2022 to 2023 with a dream. Oh man, I hope this fight happened this year. I hope this fight happened. God damn it, I'm dreaming that this fight happened. Please. And then we finally got the fight. With this, we didn't even have an opportunity to dream. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have an opportunity to dream, yo. So fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So fucked up. Shout out to the News by Shaw News. Sauce Experience in the building. Team Tucker official on deck. The okie doke. They should have fought each other. 1.4 and 300K. If they took the offer, both them would have made more money. Game is sold, not told about it. No money at welterweight. That's unfortunate, man. I mean, damn, it seems like the 147-pound division when the new guard. You remember when I was talking about the new guard? I say the old guard on their way out, man. Because they was talking about how Spence has been there too long and he's gonna definitely move up to 154. You know how they was having that talk? So the tenants, most of the tenants have moved out. Keith Thurman, Crawford, Spence. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao still hanging around. I don't know how the fuck Pacquiao can be 60 years old still making that weight down there. Shout out to him. But Ugas and all these, Danny Garcia gone, Jose Benavidez gone, yo. It just seems like 147 pounds is in foreclosure. For real. It's like the housing market, the divisional housing market has fucking crashed. I mean, it was so many complaints going on about Spence Crawford. And then the fight happens. The new school is on deck. All these cats get titles after Crawford finally vacates the WBA. And now we can't get nobody to fight because pretty much Ennis is pretty much in the same freaking nomenclature as freaking Spence was. Ennis has been spoken on that he has been in the division, around that division for quite some time. Yeah, he may be 27 years old, but what they were saying about Ennis, oh, he's the boogeyman. What they saying about Spence, oh, he's the boogeyman. Why? Because they was in the division for quite some time, man. And they say, oh, Ennis a big 147 pound. Like I said before, I think his weight cuts is not as easy as people think. I think I was on to something. I don't think his weight cuts is easier than people think. So they had to devise a plan. Oh, good old Hearns. Because boxing is a grimy sport. We know that. You know what I'm saying? We know boxing consists of deception. Eddie Hearns ain't the only one that's been part of deception in boxing. I'm not blaming him. I like Eddie Hearns, man. He's just doing what he does. But this bullshit ass life this life challenge that we just went to once again, like from a division where we spent damn near 4 or 5 years talking about one fight. And just when we thought we was gonna have two other black fighters colliding for a championship unification, and then we can move on to the WBA and the WBC, went the fuck away. Went the fuck away. Done, dog. Done. Tube sock Ennis strikes again. Yeah, it's looking like Eddie trying to force them boys to go to 154. He know what Turkey wants. Mm, 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 mm. That's crazy. I just dropped the link, man. I want to hear from those who have something to say about the state of affairs. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to come in here with decorum and all that. This is an informal freaking conversation. I'm, I feel like my one a day is exactly what a quota should be when it comes to boxing. The one a day, because when you definitely have a situation that plays out like this all the time, and it's interesting. It grab holds of your attention, and you're locked, and then turn around and what? You get deceived. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bud Gonna Stop. Canelo is on deck in the building. What's good with it, brother?
What's up, WCS? Salute, man.
I
Man.
can't hear you
Oh, you can hear me
for
now?
some reason.
Hello?
Let me see. I cannot hear you, brother. Hold on for a second.
I might have to come back out. Go back out. Let's see, hold on.
I can hear you now, man. What's good?
What's up? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man. I guess I had to come out, go out, and come back in, whatever. But what's good
Yeah,
with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up.
yeah, for sure. Salute WCF and the chat. But yeah, I ain't expecting to lose that purse bid. I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah, that was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely shocking. And like if he go over there, now Ennis, of course, Ennis could win, but like first you in their backyard, and then
Yeah.
he already you couldn't hurt him in the first fight. He didn't hurt dude or knock him out or none of that. So he might come in with an even better game plan. He mess around and lose that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But or are they really gonna go to 54? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what's their next move, because his whole team been moving weird since forever. Because at this stage in his career, he ain't really where he should be with the talent that he's supposed to be. He should be further along in his career. So I want to see what's next. That was a real surprise to me, man. That they ain't win a purse bid, so they taking a chance on losing over there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
going to, but if you go to 54, that's straight. I want the Majamar fight. That's what I want to see anyway. So I want to see what's next though. But I'm real confused right now. So I'm just gonna be watching.
What's your instinct on, do you think it was premeditated to basically fall out of negotiations with Norman? I mean, do you believe that they intentions was to go to 54 so that fight can be over there in the sandbox, because he wouldn't have to put up that money? I mean,
Yeah,
tell me.
I kind of think he didn't really want that fight. But I'm not 100% sure, because what if Brian Norman would have took the fight? You know what I'm saying? Then they would have been forced to fight. But I'm thinking they was hoping it didn't happen though. So yeah, so they could do that. Like somebody in the chat said, maybe Hearn do want to push him on up to 54 to get that fight made that Turkey want. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they really wanted it, considering they gave everybody else a substantial amount, and they know that Norman wanted them to match that amount, and they wasn't willing to do it. So it's like y'all really didn't want to do it, because if you want undisputed, that's what you had to do. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
they
think.
was at 1.7, right? And they offered Barrios and Stanthionis 2 mil even or something like that. Am I
Yeah,
correct or
well,
what?
yeah. Stanionis 1.9 and Barrios 2 million as they first offer, and the final
Wow.
offer with Brian Norman was 1.7.
Mm.
So that's weird.
Sound like some racism there.
Man, yeah, I'm telling you. And then look, we right along with it. Not us in particular, but yeah, we gonna call the black man a duck, but ain't nobody calling them ducks, and they turn down more money without even negotiating.
Without any negotiating, bro. What's going on, OG? How you feel, Mr. Golden?
Is it safe?
What you mean is it safe?
Oh yeah, you good? Come on, see you bullshit.
Hey, he wasn't even talking to you though.
No, I'm talking
He
about
was
is it
talk he
safe?
was talking to AC. He was talking to
I
AC though.
know. I know. I'm just saying it's
Don't
safe.
don't be don't be over here instigating OG, man. I know where you was going before I even asked you.
I played that playback too. That shit was funny, man. Nah,
Mr.
you
Golden
good
trying
though,
to come
Mr.
over here
Golden.
and instigate.
Right
Talking about is
away.
it safe?
It was safe. I ain't trying to get cut out now.
Hey man, every now and then you gotta cut some motherfuckers out, Shit.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's safe. God damn. Now. But hey, man, I told you though that Eddie that want to fight. Eddie was gonna lowball the hell at the fight. hmm Eddie, boy, Eddie had some shit. He's
I
some
like
shit.
Eddie.
And I don't even think Boots will go to 54 right now. He needs to go to
You don't think
54.
what?
Boots going to 54 right now.
Oh, yeah, probably so. I mean, he's long overdue, supposedly for his body and all that. The weight. They was trying to say he was a boogeyman because he was a big 154 pounder. But I said this a while ago. I said Boots ain't gonna be a 147 pound that long because of how
Yeah.
big he is, and he can't even
Yeah.
get to freaking unifying the damn titles, dog.
Shit, he on a head, what, one title defense?
Yeah, one title defense against Albanese.
Amnesia.
And his
Well,
last weigh-in, he looked the worst he ever looked at a weigh-in. They said wasn't nothing wrong with him, but he never looked like that before.
Yeah, he's sunken in. It just seems like, who's the director over there? Who's giving you? It just seems like y'all freestyling your career. I don't get it with Ennis, man. I really want to get behind him, but every time it seems like he has momentum, it's just the wings fall off, man.
and the Wayne, they took all that shit. He was clout chasing Bud name. Like did the bullshit shit. Ah man, Eddie should have Eddie. I don't give a damn. If you wanna, you know, if you wanna lost it by uh 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 uh, uh
250.
2,500, 250,000, right? Go ahead
Yeah.
and bid that man. That's what that's what to be your man. That's what to be your man. You supposed to be your top notch man. Okay, you got to get behind the man. He took all that noise. He gonna be the next best thing. He the this and he that. But you can't outbid nobody. Get the fight for yourself.
I mean, he
Right.
could have.
He's the
It
best
was one.
Yeah,
welterweight in
I'm
the
saying.
world.
hmm Yeah, he could have. He could have outbid everybody. I mean, at the end of the day, you supposed to make that fight, Eddie. Cause
Hey, I'm
shit, a
late to
fight.
this thing. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Hold on, hey, Legacy, what's up, baby?
What's up, bro?
Haynes didn't even
Man.
give me an opportunity to introduce you. Go ahead, man. Do your thing, bro. God
Shit,
damn.
Oh, my bad, dog. My bad. I'm sorry,
Go
man.
ahead,
I'm
man.
sorry,
yeah,
Dave, bro.
no,
You,
I'm sorry,
hey,
that's
bro.
all
hey,
right.
Haynes. Oh, Haynes, you up here acting like Team Ennis, dog. You
They
just
come in,
freestyling. You
they
just
come,
That's just
freestyling, dog.
Open
rude.
mic.
Just
yeah,
rude.
man.
Disrespectful. No
He come
kind
in,
of etiquette.
look at man. He come in bullying people and shit to take away. I'm gonna shut up. I ain't trying to get fucked up. I'm gonna be quiet.
Man, hey, shit, I'm just happy to be out there goddamn hospital, man. I can congregate with y'all right now. Shit.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'm
how's
glad you're
that for you
home,
right
man.
now, bro? How's that? How's your health right now, bro?
Hey, it's doing a lot better, bro. Doing a lot better, man. Making strides every day. I had like two surgeries when I was in there, but feeling a lot better, man. Feeling a lot better. I thank for all the support for the whole channel, man. Y'all give me ups every time I come on here, man. Scotty be shooting me messages, man. I'm much appreciated, man. It was hard, through hard times, and man, it's much appreciated, man. I really appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Because people do die. You see them on the YTC one day and then they gone the next. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
does happen. What you do you have any? What do you think about this whole debacle? Did you think the Norman fight was legitimate, being negotiated for
Ain't no good. Put in trash.
for good reason and good faith, or do you think the entire direction was to go to 154 and get the rehab money?
Man, if I was Eddie Hearn, I would try to get the rehab money, but um, I mean, at the same time, I can't see why $300,000. If that's your man, if you're trying to build him up on a platform to be the greatest welterweight around right now, why you just wouldn't slap him with that extra 300,000, call it quits, and if he don't bite on the 2 million, then we can all call him a duck. You know what I'm saying? But like to me, I feel like $300,000 shouldn't have been the reason why the fight didn't go through. Just personally, just me personally. But that rehab money is good money. You know what I'm saying? So like he might have been negotiating in halfway bad faith.
No, man. Yeah, it's good money, but you strung a whole boxing community alone for 2 freaking weeks, and
Yeah.
come to find out, you offered Barrios higher than what you offered Norman and Stanthionis, and Stanthionis is not even freaking a champion yet
And
until
What?
Bud vacated the title, bro.
yeah, he
Until
being
Hold
Bud
on,
champion.
vacated
that's
the
my first
title.
time hearing that.
No, he a E champion too, but he he still got offered more than Norman too.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he wasn't a super champion until Bud just vacated the
Oh, right,
WBA.
right,
For
right.
him to
Yeah,
get, you say he was offered what, 1.9 or something like
one
that.
point
Yeah,
nine. He was off of 1.9. Mario was off of 2, and Stone Hills was there 42 years, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, that's fucked up because look,
Yeah.
the Normans them had to come up from 800,000.
Oh
Come on,
Yeah,
hell.
man.
and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They
Come on,
they
man.
they final offer was less than what they gave them at first, and they negotiate. It just and look one more. What I just realized is he did all that. He not willing to get him the little 300,000, and because it to him he want to make it in Philly because he Boots is in Philly. He want to build Boots up, and he said it's sell in Philly. So you was doing all that to fight in Philly, but you don't do it for the purse bid, and now you're not even in Philly. So that don't make sense. You still not in Philly, so why not just pay Norman and you could have been in Philly, but you're not in Philly.
Somebody got some back noise. Like
Yeah, that's
the
Mr. Golden.
audio is not even clear, really. I think it's you, OG.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
have.
wondering if Hearns was negotiating in good faith for Boots. Period. You know what I'm saying? For Boots.
Yeah,
Period, man.
that sounds like sabotage to me, brother.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
Mr. Golden, you can unmute yours. That was Haynes' legacy.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I know my grandkids are over the dining room, over in another part of the house playing. I know they're too loud or not. So they got my headphones in.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
Eddie, it ain't no man. I don't feel like he got Boots' best interest at hand because if you do, if you like he said, his number one priority is undisputed. Like I was feeling, that's what I was saying. He should have went all out for that. You got to make sure that happened at least. Don't let 300,000 stop his legacy. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even Boots saying legacy more important than money for him. You should have been like Eddie, make that fight. You tell your promoter that they got to do it. None of
Yeah,
them
for
was
sure.
doing that, you know.
No,
I
because
agree.
neither one I want to fight. Boots didn't want that fight neither. Boots didn't want that fight. I mean, shoot, man, come on, man. Nah, Secure get paid what $5 million to fight on the undercard.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And Emperor
Look at.
Sports Channel, he
My
said,
sound still messed up, y'all.
No, it was just a cross noise. The noise in
yeah,
the
the
Oh, okay.
background.
background.
So
He said this makes me question Shakur decision to sign with Matchroom, but Shakur, he got 5 million for this fight. He fit a fight, so shit, that's a good business deal to me. That's a great deal.
hell yeah, that's a good business deal. Shit. But also Shakur is a 3 division champion too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? He ain't just getting no email title. He's a 3 division champion. So 5 million is about right.
Yeah, when you said that earlier, that I'm just realizing like, yeah, Shakur is a way bigger name than Boots. No matter what people say about him, he got a name, and for him to get that money, that's a great move for him. But as far as Boots, it ain't
But
looking too good for him right now. He gonna
but
have to.
all that but all that shit Eddie was talking about Boots making this kind of money at his hometown. Okay, you the bid for the fight. Dude, the folk they're gonna come out. They're gonna support him back up in Philadelphia again. They're gonna support him. He's gonna get that money back. No. Mm-mm.
Nah, Eddie Hearn was talking about who's Brian Norman. I walk down the street, they don't know who Boots Ennis is. Like, so nobody knows either one of them. So like, it ain't like Boots is on this platform that's so great, and Brian Norman needs to kneel and kiss the ring type shit. Like, this is they both on the same level.
Yeah, Boots is just a little more known than Brad Norman, but not
What in
that much.
Philly? He ain't known more than him in Georgia. I'm gonna be real, bro.
Hell
Right.
nah.
I'm gonna be real. Not down here in GA. Boots ain't more known. Maybe in Philly he is, but
When,
not GA, bro.
when I tell my BM go to FanDuel, put this amount on Boots,
Yeah.
she say who? You know what I'm saying? She be like who? So that's how I be looking at who is who. If she know, then they somebody. But when she be like who, you ain't nobody out here, bro.
Not only that, I got told the other night that Norma wouldn't sell out in Atlanta, in his hometown. I said, you took
I
out
mean, it
that man.
depends on if it's State Farm Arena.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? How many allocated seats that they're gonna
right.
put up there? Because they can't. Now, I don't get into numbers and all that, but
I know it, but
down
I
here,
feel like,
what would be something feasible? What 15,000, 20,000?
yeah,
I'm gonna say
easy,
14,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a lot of people.
yeah,
14.
Yeah,
yeah,
15,000, something like that.
yeah. I think he'll do that.
I
That's
think I
what I'm
think he
saying.
can do 14, 15,000. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't
that's
know.
all. That's all Boots did. That's all Boots did in Philly. 14,000,
But
and he bragging about that.
He has to fight another champion though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has to fight another
Mm-hmm.
champion down here. He can't come down here and fight somebody that's a
Some
non-champion.
bullshit, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
he can't fight Blair the Flair down here. You can't come up here and fight. somebody that's been out the ring for a long time.
Yeah,
No.
like Karen, you can't fight no Karen and none of that
Yeah,
bullshit.
you can't fight no Nicholas Flash.
I
You can't
think,
fight none of
hey,
these cats, bro.
with the exception, I think Blair the Flair make it sell. That nigga sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He'll sell
like
Hey,
quite a
Blair.
bit.
That
hey,
nigga's
hey,
funny
I'm
as
gonna tell
hell.
you something. Bug gonna start Canelo. I don't
But
know
in
how
Atlanta,
well his reception is gonna be down here in the A. I like
man,
Blair. I
I
like
just mean
Blair.
once they get started on the press conference, it's gonna
that's
be
okay. But
popping.
listen,
Yeah,
I'm
but he's a
telling you, man,
gimmick. He's like, woo, he's doing the Ric Flair. And Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair
down
shit.
here in Atlanta's a big deal, but I don't think they're gonna give him the
Man,
check
listen,
mark he
Yeah,
wants,
yeah, I
man.
feel you.
man, look at here. Down here in Georgia, it's tough, man. But the folks down here down south,
Yeah,
shit.
the team machine
They'll
still
be quick to
boxing.
call Blair goofy as hell. They'll be quick to
What?
call him goofy.
Man, they do it in Atlanta and Georgia, period. You just gonna come up with all that kind of shit. And these folks, they
Now,
crazy down here.
you know that could possibly have to happen, fellas. If Blair the Flair would have fought AB down here in GA, beat
Mm-hmm.
him and beat him in GA, then if this fight was to
Yeah,
show his face with Norman and Blair, then they'll say, okay, we know who Blair is. He beat AB down here, knocked him down.
Knocked his
Okay,
tooth out.
good.
like it's $2,
Yeah, knocked his
man.
tooth out and everything.
Yeah, but if Boots, the best move to me, like even if he take that Karen fight, that's just not a good look for him. Losing the purse bid, then going over there, fighting Karen, and you the champion, defended in his backyard. It's weird,
Well, he
but
gonna make. I mean, you
He
look
he
at
need he
he gonna,
need that. He need those travels right now though.
yeah, he do.
that's cool.
Shit.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
he'd build up his fan base a little bit more if he went over there and
He
beat
went over there and
Kareem.
did shit.
he,
You see
he
what
definitely
Devin did? You see
unstoppable.
what Devin did? Devin went over to Australia for twice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
the,
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's
but
And
true.
the,
Devin
And that was for the
and De-
undisputed too. Straight up
and
undisputed.
and Devin was a champion.
But look,
Yeah.
when Devin beat Cambosis, that looked better, way better than when Boots beat Karen the first time.
But
So
but
it ain't no
it's
guarantee he gonna be
Yeah.
impressive either.
Yeah.
So yeah,
told
I
y'all
mean,
they thought
it's definitely two different situations with Devin because Devin took pennies to go over there and fight. Just for the belts. Boots, I don't know, man. He's going over there to defend his title. It's only so much intrigue you can inject into this Ukraine fight. I don't know. It's just falling apart as I'm speaking
well,
about it. Look, this
well
fight remind me of glitter, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. It remind me of goddamn handful of glitter, dog. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm so upset about this shit. Oh my god damn,
but
bro.
no, we miss y'all. That fight gonna
Over
sell out.
$300,000.
Listen,
Over
that fight gonna sell out
$300,000,
more.
dog.
That fight gonna sell more over there than what it do over here.
In
yeah.
Ukraine?
Yeah, they will sell more because they will support their their fighter.
He would have sold in Philly. I don't, that ain't gonna sell nowhere else really. Only in Philly, in America to
I
me.
mean, the Russians don't give a damn about boots, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His best move though
You
to me
better
is
not have no weed
Magimov.
cartridge with him.
If he go up and fight Magimov, that's gonna be the best look in my opinion.
Hey, Haynes, what you say? He better not have no hash oil. He better not have no oil on him.
Yeah,
We don't have to
no.
worry. Hey, we won't have to worry about Boots unifying a damn thing. That mug gonna be over there
Goddamn beat boy.
talking about a
Cause you know
hostage
they ain't
swap.
negotiating for his black ass at all.
All right, he ain't never gonna be back there. Do y'all think Boots looked impressive against Avanesian? To, I think that was a. I would give him a B, like a B minus or a B performance. It wasn't that impressive to me. It was alright, but that wasn't that impressive to me.
It was moments when he was shining, and I told Greg Hackett this yesterday. I said it was moments when he was shining, like beautiful combinations, but it just seems like he could have just ran through Avanesian, the way he was just hitting him at will from all different angles. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like, man, it was a beautiful display of technique. And then he'd just post up against the ropes and Avanesian come back and crack him up with something, bro. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
and when they was on
He
the
probably too
inside,
fatigued, bro. It's that weight, bro. That weight cut.
Yeah, yeah. I seen him stick his tongue out. That's what I was telling. I said, man, I think, he get off the gas because he losing too much weight. He don't have the gas tank.
And I just think Boots. That's why I'm saying that's part of that performance too is part of the reason why I know he not on Crawford level. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't even like really he don't even pace himself. He just going one way, the same speed. Then he'll stop doing like when they was in close. Avanesian was hitting them all in this shit when they was up close. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
They want to say, oh, he was letting that happen. Nah, he not letting that happen.
Somebody was taking somebody put the power, he'd have hurt me. Yeah,
You
he was
just letting a
power.
motherfucker hit him in the head with his power
Right.
punching, man. Come on, man.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, bro, these fans be tripping.
Hey, and then look, and then they say, he got hit with the same shit Bud got hit with. Like nigga, no he
Mm-hmm.
didn't. G. No he
Yeah,
didn't. G.
Boot.
That's how I know y'all didn't watch the Bud fight and shit.
Right, and Boot said that too. The same exact shots. Like he doing the same thing that Spence did, and his fans used to do. You repeating what they saying. That same.
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
pattern,
True,
bro.
true, true. What what
I'm gonna
what you
tell you.
think about this, Blunts?
Yeah,
Let me propose this question to you. Like, do you think they was negotiating good, with good intentions to make the Brian Norman in light of what everything that's played out now, like him aborting the freaking purse bid and then coming in with 800 grand and hearing that Barrios at 2 million with the initial offer and Stanthionis at 1.9. I mean, what's your take on who was the real master magician behind the shit?
man, we heard what Norman Senior said. He said that man Boots will never become undisputed at 154 because Eddie Hearn don't want to pay, and it's very clear. Hey, look, I said it on BMAC panel, man. We had to wait and see what happened with the purse bid before we really made any final uh
Conclusion.
conclusions on this whole thing, man. I mean, I never in a million years would I have thought that Eddie would lose that joint. He clearly wasn't trying to put
Right.
no money out there in the first place. And
Yeah.
Jake Donovan said it himself. He said if a promoter, my bad, really wants to fight, he's gonna win the purse bid. You know what I'm saying? Eddie, to my surprise, you know what I'm saying? I thought they wanted the rematch with Karen because it'll clear the stain up on Boo's name that he has issues with that kind of style, and he could probably knock him out the second time. But Eddie really don't want that fight. You know what I'm saying? And he think he must think that he was going lowball and pay niggas. He must have thought he was going lowball and try to pay the lowball the other champions to get the straps. He couldn't do that. So he like, he probably came to Boost and was like, listen, man, Turkey Alice Cheek got a lot of bread for you up at 154. Nobody gonna give you credit for your undisputed run. You know what I'm saying? With the guys we got at 47. So you might as well come off the belt, man. You might as well come off the belt. Me personally, though, I don't know if y'all was up this morning watching the NUA card, but that motherfucker Jen Sasaki, 147 pounds, that's a bad motherfucker, man. That's a bad motherfucker right there. He got the WBO Asia Pacific title, which means he'll probably be in line to challenge Norman for Norman's title at some point in time. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it right now. Jen Sasaki gonna beat the hell out of Norman. He probably gonna beat the hell out of Boots.
He
So
ain't
I
not
don't
even in the
blame
top
Boots.
15.
I
Blunts.
don't. He got
What
the
you saying?
Get a rank. It's time to update. Get a rank. It's time to update. He got the WBO Asia Pacific title, like I said.
Yeah.
So that fight's gonna come. That time gonna come. Now I know what they said. He got stopped by Andy Hiroka at 140 pounds. Listen, he
Yeah,
had
I was
trouble
about to
making
put
the
that
weight.
out there, but okay.
He had trouble. He had trouble making the weight. He came in at 144 pounds and still went longer than anybody else that Andy Hiroka has ever fought. He made it to the 11th round with Andy, having weight issues. They said it during the broadcast. Even at 140 pounds, he looked like he was struggling to make the weight. He wasn't at his best. Comes up to 147. Look, that dude eat power punches for breakfast. That shit, he loves that shit. He gets excited about that shit. I mean, you gonna have to outclass a dude like that. You can't outpower that dude. You know what I'm saying? So with all that said, Boots better just go ahead and get his ass about a 47 before he be fighting in Japan on an NUA card for undisputed. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, 154 gonna be the best thing for him. All the money is there. Uh, as far as Norman, I mean, listen, man, it's everybody's opinion. Oh, champion shouldn't be fighting on the cold, man. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? A champion should be staying active. Let's talk about that. And he's staying active.
Fact,
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? A champion, as young as he is, should be gaining experience, defending his title, going on his reign with his belt, going place to place, letting people see him. I don't give a fuck if he was fighting on the undercard, didn't even make the co-main or the main. He was fighting the first fight on the undercard. It don't matter, man. Long as the people see you when they cut the TV on, as long as your highlight reels pop up, as long as you're not sitting on your hands waiting on the date, you know what I'm saying? The date that never come around. Shit, he might have been able to fight T.O. if T.O. punk ass and said he didn't want to fight on a Friday. He want to fight at Cali. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put none of that shit on Norman. Norman probably could have been a main event if it wasn't for T.O. ass. So
Well,
it is what it is, man.
Tio had already fought on I think a Thursday or Friday already. That's why.
Right. We knew Tio wanted to fight Norman anyway. Well, I did for sure.
So
But
yeah,
the
I
thing,
mean for the style that the style that To likes. He don't like a mover. He likes it on the inside. It would have been a good fight to me.
yeah, that's it. I know it would have been a great fight, but that's a fight that Tio know he could get knocked out in. So
Yeah,
he don't
because
want.
he's been down. So let's not act like
Yeah,
Tio ain't been down by Sandor Martin, and
right.
I mean, and
Norman
freaking
hitting harder
Cambozo.
than
Cambosos.
right. Norman hitting harder than both of them. So
he
that
couldn't
was
keep he couldn't keep Claggett off of him with the pressure. So you got big ass Norman who might
yeah,
just be coming forward. I mean, that might be again, T.O. just gonna have to outbox him, outclass him. That's really what it is. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Norman to get his main event, whether it's in Cali with T.O., whether he can't get an opponent, he headline in Georgia. Who knows if they had a date, if they could find a venue and a date in Georgia for him to headline. So I mean, again, why wait around? Why sit down and do nothing? Stay busy, stay active, defend your strap. You know what I mean? Look good, and yeah, it is what it is, man. But Eddie
I mean,
didn't
it
want that
kind
shit.
of does look. It does look a little bad. You fighting on an undercard for somebody that's not a champion. But I feel it's 100% what you're saying though. Staying active is part of the game.
I mean, that'll be his third fight this year. So,
right.
2024, 3 fights in a year would be good. But 2025, it needs to be a notable name. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
Right.
think, yeah,
After
either
this,
it
it
will
could
be
be
notable
somebody.
or it's gonna be a hometown event for sure. But his time gonna come, man. They didn't even expect him to get the belt, so goddamn, I doubt they even had any plans for him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even think he was gonna win, so they was like, "Shit, let me try to get him in where we can." And I ain't
You
even think
know,
we was gonna have the nigga, to be honest. So we was gonna have Santilla.
Hey, the thing about like with Boots at 54 though, like that's when I'm gonna start giving him credit because you gotta know how to fight going to 54. So if he could go up there and make noise, then that's great. Like it don't really matter who he fight at first, but imagine all the biggest name he can get. That's the easiest fight to get. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that's who
What
Bud just fought. They both on they both with Eddie, so like and he a good fighter. So, but that's a dangerous fight for Boots. Most of the fights at 54 dangerous for Boots. So that's
you
that's what I'm kind of reluctant. Like, is he really gonna go to 54? Because to me, it seemed like they've been trying to stay away from 54. Even the whole little I'm going undisputed at 47 seemed to me like they just didn't want to go to. They didn't want to fight Bud, and they didn't really want to go up to 54 yet. No, because we knew it wasn't nobody at 47, but I kind of feel like they're not ready to go up there, like they don't want to. But that's
AK,
just
you know who I was thinking about too is Erickson Lubin. People
yeah,
forgetting about Erickson Lubin. That, in my opinion, that would be a good fight for him to step
yeah,
to.
yeah. That's a
Because in
great
my
fight.
opinion, Erickson has a better resume than a Dream Off and
Yeah,
and and Bachman for real. He's been in there with some names. He might not came on top, but he got a better resume than a lot of them cats.
yeah, he do.
Hell yeah.
That's an easier fight for Boots too than Majimov. And that's a good fight though. I'll watch that too.
I like to see Erickson Lubin and Madrimov fight. Seriously. I
Yeah,
mean, we can't forget that Erickson dropped Fundora. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
mean,
I think Majimov is a big fight for anybody right now. Coming off that Bud fight, like anybody he go up against is gonna be everybody gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what he really got, because they kind of doubted him at first. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still doubting him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not sold on no Madrimov, Faint Master Mob, man.
I
That nigga, man, he athletic as hell. And I didn't see none of it in the ring.
well,
It's you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. He is extremely athletic, but he chose not to show it. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know where people see this kill at.
The
I mean,
reason
I
the
don't
reason
see
I
it.
said, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
The reason I say it is because we seen the athleticism, you know what I'm saying? We seen this power, but now
Mm,
we seeing him display the skills. He can move, he got an IQ to not get knocked out by Bud. He did great in that fight. So with that's against Bud. Ain't nobody else fighting like Bud, bro. You know what I'm saying? Lubin don't got the same IQ as Bud, so he gonna be willing to take more chances than he took against Bud. So that's why
right.
I gotta see it, but I kind of feel like he gonna do some damage at 54 against mostly anybody else.
Absolutely.
Man, but Erickson Lubin took that beating against Fundora. He learned something. He went in there against what's the dude controversial win he just had last?
The Mexican, the
Jesus
Ramirez,
Ramos.
Ramos,
Ramos. He
yeah,
went in there with Ramos, went the distance with him. Of
yeah,
course he got knocked out and he didn't learn shit from that except, goddamn the referee serenading his ass. But
right. He ain't learned
um
shit from that Charlo fight.
yeah, he hasn't learned something, but he
He,
getting no respect right now. He's a Rodney Dangerfield of 154. They ain't
he,
giving
yeah. If you
giving him
want to
no
say
respect.
if you want to say a gatekeeper, I'll say Erickson Lubin is the closest thing to that, if that even exists. That's a good opponent. And but I'm anybody he could Boots could go fight Mendoza. That's a good opponent. Lubin, good opponent. You know what I'm saying? But Dreamoff, a good opponent.
Yeah,
Who
it's hella
knows where
action.
it's at?
Hella action at 54 for that nigga, man.
Even
What do y'all think about freaking Boots and Xander Zayas? You got the Puerto Rican fight.
that's a
The Puerto
that's a
Rican
great
fan
fight.
base. The Boots up. Zayas. He's a golden
Nah,
child right now.
It's
You
a
don't
nah,
want to
nah,
see that?
nah,
I,
nah, nah, nah,
I
nah.
Why?
think
Let
that's a
let
great
let
fight,
let
bro.
let Jahai crush that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Let
But they
Jahai
ain't in the
crush that
same
nigga
weight
Xander.
class though. They're not in the same weight class.
Well, they
Jahad's at
ain't too far
160.
apart. They ain't
Yeah,
too far apart. You know what I'm saying?
Now Xander's fighting strictly at 154. They trying
it's
to
a
raise
great
him to be a
fight.
champion, bro.
You
Yeah,
telling me Tucker and them wouldn't take that fight if it was presented to him and they tried to make 54?
Hell no, because they can't make it no more.
nah, he too big for that. He ain't not gonna come
He
back
ain't
down.
making no
Shit.
154 no more. He already done missed weight one. It ain't happening, bro.
But I think it's a
I
good
mean, look,
fight, but I don't
I
think
ain't
they gonna put them to. I don't think they'll put him risk him against Boots right now. But
He's
it's a
supposed to
good
be the
fight.
golden child. I mean, who has a bigger name? Yeah, I know Boots
You
is a.
you know how
Xander's
they.
big. He got Puerto Rico behind him. Shit.
It's a big fight, but I'm just saying his team is not gonna be willing to
Yeah.
risk him getting knocked out this early. You know,
yeah,
but
Zayas, man, he'll get cooked, man.
for
I
us,
ain't gonna
it's a good fight. But also Conwell too. He on top rank though. That's a
Yeah,
good fight.
lie. Now
Conwell on the
Conwell was
WBC.
golden
He
boy.
all the way over WBC. He would
Charles
Golden Boy
Conwell
too.
was golden boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
He fucking around and stop Boots.
Oh
I
man.
like dude, man. He can
Man.
fight.
Yeah, but Boots, he ain't nowhere close to Boots' sanctioned body, but that don't mean it can't happen though.
Yeah, yeah.
Still got Zoo out there, Josh Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I think Josh Kelly be a decent fight for Boots too.
Yeah, he needs to get in the mix. That's what I'm saying. He all he gotta do is go to 54. It's plenty of fights there. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it ain't no fights there," but it's plenty of fights at 54. Way
I
better
think
than
Kelly at 160 now too.
Josh Kelly.
Yeah, he getting ready to fight Liam Smith, the nigga that fought Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I
they
think he
still
at
got him
60 now.
ranked at 154, but that don't mean shit because they had Danny Garcia at 154 and 160.
Hmm.
They just moved him out of 154 now that he finally facing Laura.
So yeah, Darren Collins Jr. said Boots and Lubin too. That's a good fight. That's what I say. Either go fight Lubin. That's a PBC fight already, but fight Lubin or fight Majimov. That's his best two options to go up. Like he got a better chance at winning with Lubin, but if he want to make a statement, fight Majimov. You talking about, and then you talking about you and knock him out too. I want to see that shit. Get in there and fight
Yeah, Bozy
Majimov.
did say that, right? They say
Yeah,
he'll stop him.
yeah,
Yeah. Fight Madrimov. Yeah, you say you'll stop him. Okay.
right. You ain't getting no
They
pass.
said
Go
the
fight.
same thing about Avanesian too.
Right. Then they gonna get Eddie Hearn, primary doctor, in there. Come on, man.
Yeah, right. Eddie had that backup plan, man. I'm telling you, man, he's sneaky, boy. He's sneaky. He been at the game for a minute.
Hmm. he's slick. He a good promoter, but we know how he get down. You know what I'm saying? He'll say some. He said himself it's all about perception a couple weeks ago, so he know what he be doing, and he definitely just deceived everybody right now. That's why I want to see his next move. Like, what is the end goal right now with Boots? Because this whole 147, that's his priority. They not doing nothing until they do that. Then 54, that's pretty much over with right now. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I want to see what he gonna do.
So who do y'all think? Let's just say 154. Yeah, it is what it is. But the 147, if it's indeed true and he vacates, who do y'all saying? Taking the being the front runner to freaking go on this undisputed. It levels it out pretty good across the board.
That Jen Sasaki dude, man. That Jen Sasaki dude. I really believe that, man. That dude. Them Japanese fighters, man, they slept on. They unknown. But that fool, he'll be a problem for any of them dudes at 47. He'll be a problem for any of them dudes.
Yeah, I
I,
see it. I see it like it's gonna be some good fights for what it's worth, but I don't really see now. I don't see one person dominating the division like that. Like it could go either way. This person might beat this person, then they might get beat. I don't see one person at right now that's just gonna dominate the division from
I'll give it to Stanionis right now, though. If I had to pick a champion out of all them, unless Pac-Man come back, because again, like I said, I got Pac-Man beat Barrios if you come back. So shit, I mean, who knows, man?
Nicholas Flash too. He's a very
Yeah,
slept
he
on
should be getting
fighter,
himself a
man.
shot. Yeah,
Nicholas Flash is over there too.
he been handling his business lately. Ever
With
since he
Jamar
fought Tucker.
James. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely won't be Barrios though. He's not the best.
Connor Ben. Don't forget about Connor Ben in the mix.
Nah,
Yep,
that he
that
not
too.
he not
I mean,
even
he
no.
got to come over to the U.S. and fight. He's
Yeah,
still banned over
He
there, bro.
already, yeah, he already did. So I think Eddie got on that quick. He knew what time it was.
yeah.
He knew
His
what time it
fights
was.
though after without his magic eggs, he just not the same, bro. He not dominant at all. I don't see nothing special about him, really.
Well, but you got to remember though, them two fights he did have over here against Dobson and Randolfo, those was at 54. So he ain't fight. He ranked at 147,
Oh,
but
he
them
fought
niggas
at
was
54?
he fought at a higher weight.
Okay.
You know what's
So
crazy is that amidst everything that's been going on with these talks of 147, and we forget that it was a live stream out there with Jaleel Hackett and them trying to get the fight with freaking Norman them, and then that shit just went away like the wind, bro. Like nobody's talking, and Jaleel Hackett, man, he's an exciting fighter off his last fight. He's an exciting fighter, but it didn't catch fire, bro. Like the live stream was good,
Yeah.
you know, but nobody's talking about Jaleel Hackett is in the rankings now.
Because
he
you
still,
want
yeah,
you gotta
Jaleel
get
got work to do though.
you
Yeah, he
gotta get
definitely
that
got work, but he
knockout.
looked good his last fight though.
He did look
He
good
did.
against Dobson,
He
but
did.
shit, some
If he
folks
would
thought he was gonna stop him though.
yeah, if he would have stopped him, that would have got way more notoriety.
Who who
Absolutely,
who
he did
stopped
something Ben
Dobson? Who
couldn't do.
stopped Dobson before that? Who?
Nobody, nobody.
Okay, why were y'all
Right.
expecting
I mean,
Jaleel Hackett to do it
I,
then?
We
I mean,
wasn't
yeah.
expecting it. I'm saying
I mean,
if he
that's what
had stopped him,
that's
then that would have definitely kept that shit on fire. But because he
Yep.
didn't, you know what I'm saying? You know,
that's why Conwell name is kind of he got a little buzz right now. He get a name in there, he gonna definitely be like
I mean,
somebody.
Conwell at 54 though, Jaleel at 47.
Yeah, but I
yeah,
just
you know,
getting a stoppage. It does a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? It make you
Yeah.
want to see what you could do against somebody good, and then you know.
I want to see
Uh,
Conwell fight Brandon Adams, the dude who just fought on OTX the other day when Elijah Pierce fought Brandon Adams. He fought Charlo and shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think Conwell beat Adams right now. Adams is at
man.
160,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Me too.
Conwell's at 54. Conwell ain't
Nah,
moving
nah,
up.
nah. Brandon Adams fought Francisco. Remember, Francisco Daniel Verone fought Jahad Tucker. Brandon Adams just fought Verone on
Yeah,
OTX
you're
at
right. You're right.
154 pounds.
They're at 54. You're right because he was ranked number 5 in the in the
And
in
then
the
at 160,
at 160. Yeah, they did fight at
Verone was. Then he
154.
came down. Yeah, he was in there fucking Verone up. I mean, he almost knocked Verone ass out. I'm telling you, man, Conwell. I mean, he had Golden Boy. They done gave him a couple light touches. I
Yeah,
think
I'm telling you.
He got
to get him
tired near
back,
the end though. That'd be a good fight though. Brandon Adams
who?
got tired at the end a little
Nah,
bit to
nah.
me.
Verone got tired Verone got tired mid fight. Brandon's that dude's conditioning is crazy. Stamina is crazy. I mean, he kept that pressure on. He kept that pressure on the whole night, man. That dude, he was sturdy, man. He didn't miss a
Oh
beat.
yeah,
He was
Brandon is
dancing.
sturdy, no doubt,
He
man.
he was dancing. He was doing all kind. Man, he had hella energy. He was serving Verone ass up, man. I can't
I,
lie, man.
I
Yeah,
want to
that was
see.
Verone though.
Yeah,
Verone
I
good though,
mean,
man.
I
Like we
think
said, top five at 160 pounds. I mean, he quality fighter. You know,
I'm just saying he need to work. It's something going on with his engine, man. His cardio and shit. Like I don't know,
uh,
man. Like
um,
Verone's cardio, putting that
again,
regular in there. He don't put that
he,
goddamn premium.
he might need to go back up to 160 pounds, man. You try to
Possibly.
get him some opportunities at 154. You know, riding off the draw he had with Tucker, and then making it out of the OTX thing his last fight. But yeah, he might need to go ahead and go back to 60.
hey, Smoke Smitty said Tim Zoo and Bakram was announced for October 19th.
Okay, that's what's up
That's
then. So
good.
they fighting for the title then.
Yeah, so
You
some
know what I'm
that's
saying?
lying right up. They fight in October. Hopefully, Bud get that fight
154
in
about to get
December.
hot, super hot, man.
Yeah,
Super hot fire.
and I was
Shit.
trying want Charlo to come back, but he made two announcements, but we still haven't seen him yet. So I don't know how real that
Charlo,
is.
to me, I don't want Charlo to come back right now until we get some organization with these belts.
With the belts,
Like
yeah,
like with Crawford, let's just say Sebastian Fundora next fight, and then Tim Zoo and Bakram. Then
then
Charlo can
come
come
back.
back and say
Yeah,
mix it up. Say, hey, I wanna
Absolutely.
do my recess right now, Crawford. It's time.
Absolutely. I think he should wait and see where the belts fall, where the chips fall. You know what I'm saying? And wait on Spence too, because that's his homeboy. He might know Spence got something cooking up. See what Spence do. If Spence gonna come back, say something, fight somebody, do something, and then pop back out and see what the fuck you gonna do. Then we can start trying to make sense of the whole thing. 'Cause if he pop back out right now, that's too much shit going on, dude. Like,
If
all,
I was Spence there, Blunt, I would suggest to him to go to 160 because I
all
think he's too big for 154 right now. I'm serious, bro. I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
Spence
think
too
he's
big.
coming back.
Yeah, I think he's weighing too much right now. I think the weight cut is still gonna be a little bit difficult for him at
What
154.
it? But this my thing. Why don't nobody, when they talk about this nigga Spence, why don't nobody think that nigga is somewhere bunkered up right now,
I'll be
training
right
his
back.
ass off?
This
He could be in ridiculous shape right now, training with fucking who Sugar Hill. He could be
Blunt,
with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Doing
this why
something.
this why I'm gonna tell you people don't think that because we know Spence. You know what I'm saying? We know this nigga not in the gym, and I don't even think he coming back because he can say all he want to say, so can his fans, but we haven't seen him and he still don't have no trainer. So
But
you
we
can,
don't know that though. We don't know that though.
I think we
Like
kind
I
of do.
told Nick, my fault. Go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm saying I think we kind of do. Like who if he had a trainer, bro, somebody going it's gonna be out there. That's Errol Spence. It's only a certain amount of trainers that's out there. We would have been to it, but the word is he don't have a trainer. Like that
But
nigga got a trainer, bro.
if you keep it low key, like coming out telling everybody who you training with, don't do nothing but, you know what I'm saying, cause problems, you know what I'm saying, cause a ruckus.
Yeah,
Like keep that shit to yourself. Cause if you tell people who you training, all they gonna do is say, "Oh, he should be with this guy. He shouldn't have went to him. He can't do nothing for him. He should have went over here. Yeah, I don't give him no chance." It's not gonna put no belief in him. If you Spence, your best bet is to keep your business to yourself. Stay low key. Stay out the radar. Don't tell nobody who you training with. Be somewhere working and perfecting your craft. And when you pop back out, motherfucker, show up with a six
that
pack in shape. You know
yeah,
what I'm
that
saying, and some new skills.
you saying
Cause,
the
cause
right
look,
thing.
you saying we know Spence, but we don't know Spence after Spence made the most money he ever made in his life. That nigga could have looked at that check and said, "Man, I need to get my shit together because I need another one of these." You know what I'm saying? I need another
I
payday
think
like this.
that's kind of I feel like that's wishful thinking though, because we know Spence character, man. He gonna definitely say something, and even in this generation, like somebody gonna say something. It ain't that nigga is not like that. He ain't just went off to the somewhere, got in shape. He just not that kind of person, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't
Word,
think
word.
I really want him to be training, but the fact that we haven't heard of, we haven't seen him training. He big when we see him. He don't have a coach. He got smashed. This whole
All
front
right.
door, like I don't think he even finna fight again, bro. I mean, he trying to say it, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's even gonna happen. But if
Hey,
it do,
I had to step away. You say Spence hunkered down doing what again?
yeah,
Oh,
no,
gee,
he
he's somewhere locked up right now in the basement with his new trainer, training his ass off every day. He waking up at 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? He drilling shit. He perfecting his craft. When we see him, it's gonna be like, damn, who is this nigga? This nigga
I
look
mean, if
revitalized. You
he
don't
if
know.
he's dry, I get it, Blunts. I get where you at. But if he's dry, cool. If he ain't dry, it don't matter if he's hunkered down or not. He got to be off that alcohol or whatever.
right.
I'm saying when you get life changing bread, or when you make your largest amount of money that you ever made, ain't no telling, man. That shit might change your whole way of thinking. Like, bro, I need another one of these paydays. My kid, look what I was able to do for my kids. I was able to do this, do this, do this, and do that. I need to get some more of this, man.
But
So
yeah,
And that
yeah, I
nigga
agree.
still was in the ring in Vegas, looking like he was intoxicated.
On the real, on the
You know what I'm
real, he
saying?
looked
I
like he had
mean,
something that night.
yeah, it
but a
looked
nigga
like
that
he was feeling good.
I feel like a nigga that ain't gonna fight, ain't gonna jump his happy ass up in the ring and talk like he was talking though. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that know he
I
probably ain't
mean,
gonna come back.
if you're intoxicated, you will. Shit, let me hit a
Yeah,
blunt. Let me hit a blunt. I'm a
That's
non-smoker.
crazy.
I'm not a smoker. Let me hit something before I go into the ring. I'm gonna say I'm gonna knock Fundora out in 3 rounds. Shit.
Damn.
he got. It's like we don't really know what he going through, but I don't think
Exactly.
I don't think he got it in him no more. Then even if he do fight again, if he was to fight Fundora, if that would be happening right now, to
Yeah.
me,
Hmm.
he was gonna get knocked out, beat up, knocked out, and he was still gonna retire. So he got one fight in him
That's
for the
crazy,
money,
man.
but I
That's
think it's
crazy
over
that
with.
you would pick a nigga that got knocked out by one of the lowest niggas at 54, got dropped by one of the
Yeah,
lower niggas at 54 to be the nigga that lost to the best fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? And we seen a plenty of niggas. Like I was just going back and forth with Cool Boy Steph the other day, 2 days ago on Twitter. Like at first it was real brief, but then we had a decent exchange that carried on for some minutes. But like he told me, you know what I'm saying? I told him because he tried to say I was stupid for the tattoo I got on my neck, some shit like that. He was like, "You got a nigga's brand tatted on your neck." I said, "And you let a nigga rearrange your brain." But he was like, "You know me." He was like, "You know me. I'm sorry. I should have moved up in weight. It is what it is. I still got my accolades." And you can say the same for Spence. He got stopped by one of the best fighters in the world. Probably should have been moved up in weight. Still former unified champ. You know what I'm saying? So them niggas. I mean, I get it. Like the weight
But
shouldn't be
but when
excuse,
you
but he probably should have moved up in weight. You know what I'm saying? And you still lost to one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? Don't
I mean,
change what you was able to do.
but your argument was at 154 pounds. Well, Kay was saying that potentially I felt that Fundora may stop Spence too, just based off. Yes, he stepped in there with one of the best in the world, but also he took mad punishment, yo. He took mad punishment.
But
That was
like
his
you
first
said
loss,
too.
but he took mad punishment, man.
But remember what you said. It wasn't like remember you was giving him credit for how he was getting back up so
Yeah,
quick. It wasn't like he
yeah.
was super dazed, falling all around the place. I mean, every time he got knocked down, that fool jumped right back up. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
also,
continued
I
to
was
fight.
putting this on it too, Blunts. I was putting the fact that how Fundora fought Zoo. I wasn't expecting him to come out and fight Zoo with the long range 50 cal sticking behind the stick and being consistent all throughout the fight. I say,
yeah.
damn, can Spence get past that? Because Spence like the 2-2-1. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna switch it up and be able to move with Fundora, or how would that happen, man?
And
But
and
we got to look at Zoo's
plus,
ability. Was Zoo's ability to close the space and close the gap a little bit more difficult, given the fact that he couldn't really see, given the fact that there was a lot of blood. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of other variables in that
Yeah.
fight. You know what I mean? A
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of people say if Zoo hadn't got cut, he would have stopped Fundora,
yeah.
and stopped Fundora,
Yeah.
you would have had to close that distance. You know what I'm saying?
I think so
So,
too. Cause Zoo kept catching him with that right. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he would have won that fight without the cut. But that's Tim Zoo. I'm saying Errol Spence. The reason I say that because we don't know his punch resistance. We know it had to went down some. His face was just battered. You know what I'm saying? But he moving up in weight, number one. So he haven't fought at that weight class. But his style against Fondora's style. They got the same style, and at that weight, he don't have the weight advantage he had at 47. So you up there with a bigger dude. He got power over you. He got he got the height over you, and he got the reach over you. So both of y'all going at it in a hip brawl. You know what I'm saying? The way that they fight is the same. They both in there. They gonna slug it out, and Spence not gonna win that slug out with Fondor, bro. He gonna get hurt. That's
I mean,
if
I
they
mean,
fight, I'm gonna bet on Fondor.
he known for coming forward, and what you do with tall fighters, you go to the body. He known for his body, his body attack. So
Yeah.
again, I think the extra weight, his jab, you know what I'm saying? He tightened up his jab a little bit. He could definitely close that gap. Again, that man got knocked out by Mendoza and dropped by
Yeah.
Lubin. Spence could definitely put that man
If,
down with body shots
if you
and close
every
the gap with the jab.
Right, I hear you. But if he had been working too all this time, yeah. But once he oh, I got a trainer. Then he started training for you. Should have been training all this time. He ain't even been training for a year or more, bro. He ain't that. Nah, I don't think he coming back. But that was a
But that got to
terrible
be
matchup.
speculation, though, right? That got to because we
Yeah,
don't know for sure. We
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
He really
We
could
don't
have
know,
been training for a year. You know
but
what I'm saying?
but we don't know. But he looked pretty heavy in that ring, and we know Spence. Being that everybody was coming to his aid, that he was weight drained in the Crawford fight. Why won't you just keep your weight at a moderate weight, close to 154? Don't
I
go
mean,
all,
I mean, when
all
we
the way
And
seen
like that and have
when
a
we
hard ass weight cut
Blunts,
again.
we seen
when
him in
we
the ring. Remember when he was training with his friend? He the same fighter, bro. He didn't improve at all. He look even
but look,
slower doing the same thing he used to do.
we just seen Devin Haney at that one fight. I don't know. I think it might have been Ban Rodriguez versus Gallo. I forgot where it was. But we seen
That was
Devin
a
Haney
club
pop
fight.
out.
No,
That
bro,
nigga look like he been eating.
we can't bring Devin into this. We
Oh
talking
no,
about Spence.
we talking about guys outside the camp, outside the gym that ain't got no fight schedule. They gaining weight. That Devin look like he been eating nothing but devil eggs and donuts. Devil egg Devin. He popped out
Devil
looking
eggs
big.
and donuts. God damn.
That don't mean Devin ain't working out. Devin ain't training. Devin ain't, you know what I'm saying, still running, still, you know what I'm
But
saying,
I mean,
And
we
we ain't
seen
never
working
seen
no,
out, doing what he's
Devin
supposed to
we
running
do.
on fight week either, Blunts.
yeah,
We ain't never seen Devin running on fight week either.
and
So
we
then
just
we can say he struggled with Spence was probably
blunts.
struggling with the weight. So
We
being at
just
54
seen
should only help him.
Devin training though a couple weeks ago, so we know he back in shape. We still haven't seen Spence. We seen that one clip. That's one clip in more than 14 in like 16, 17 months. That's not
So
enough.
if we again, but right, so if we don't see him, we can't say he ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
We can
saying he
only
ain't doing
assume.
it. I'm saying that it's difficult for me to think that he's disciplined enough to
yeah,
be
that's what
to
I'm saying.
be moderating his weight and keeping it, around 170 plus, 175 or something like that, some close to 154. Because I just think he's too big for 154 too. I just think he's too big. He's much older fighter now. When I
Hey,
seen
and
him, when I really got a good I seen him when he fought Carlos Ocampo, but when I seen him before he really started to cut with Crawford, Spence had weight on him. Like he was a big dude, man.
yeah,
Like comparable to Crawford, but Crawford had been moderating his weight.
he didn't
Spence
used to train
Spence
instead of
wasn't.
fight.
I mean,
Instead of fight.
Should Spence out of fight can't wait be around 170, 160? Because I seen Raymond Ford who fights at 100. Well, before he just moved up, he moved up to 130. So he was fighting at 126 pounds. He jumped on the scale right after his fight with what was the fight he won against the Uzbek dude, Kalmatar. He right after that fight, I want to say maybe a week or two later, that fool was 160 pounds. Same thing with Robson Casasio. Fights at what's that, 130 pounds. He walking around 170, 160. You know what I'm saying? So
I
Spence to be
know, but
walking
it
around
was said
180, 190,
it was
that
said
don't
that
seem too bad.
Spence was, on the baller though. That's different. Like these other guys, I'm not doubting that they don't gain weight. All boxers, they gain weight. Of course, if
You
they're
know,
not, in fight camp, they gain weight to a point. But it was said that Spence was on something else. The alcohol and shit. That's different type of weight you pick up. That's
yeah.
different type of weight.
And
Yeah,
if Spence and Charlo come back and fight each other, that's probably the safest fight for both of them. That'll be a big fight. That's what they both should do. Is come back.
What, Spence and Charlo come back and fight each other?
Yeah, they both been on a layoff. They both come back and fight each other. Yeah,
That'd be
that's what.
crazy. Because
Yeah,
I thought, I put it out there a ways back that they couldn't both enhance their careers with the master plot. They was both signed on the freaking PBC. When
hmm
Charlo had the belts, all he had to do was let Spence come up there and take the belts. It would have been his second loss. Then Spence would have been undisputed 154, and then in the rematch, Charlo get the belts back, and he would have been two-time undisputed 154. That's legacy for both of them. Two-time unified champion at 47 and 54, and then two-time undisputed for Charlo at 54. But black people can't work together for that mastermind shit, dog.
yeah. But I want to spend the comeback. I just don't think he's gonna come back. And I feel like the same with Charlo. Like hearing you say something every 6 or 7 months is cool, but then we still haven't seen you. He could be fat for all we know. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see him come back, but I don't count them in a division right now. But 54 is definitely lit though.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah.
Charlo them come back, but like his brother getting all that shit, and then Jamel Charlo running from Canelo. Man, I don't know, man. It's
Yeah.
just frustrating with them twins, bro.
Yep. But
Yeah.
Boo's
I
best
mean,
move is 54 to me though. I don't think unless if he fight Karen, I want to see how that's gonna turn out if it's in Karen backyard. If he gonna knock him out or whatever, I'm still gonna watch it. But I want to see what they do. Hopefully though, he go to 54.
I'm curious as to why like Charlo should be at 160. You know what I'm saying? He should be at 160. His brother
Jamel.
followed the catch weight. Jamel should be at 160, and Jamal
Mm.
he followed the catch weight. He should be at 168 now.
Yeah.
I mean, these cats are drinking, and they doing some of everything. So your body is not gonna keep on dropping down in that weight class, and you feel strong when you rehydrate. I'm
Yeah.
just saying they
Jamal ain't coming back either. He said it. He said he ain't feel this no more. Definitely. And
he
everything
got to come back. I mean,
you
unless
think
he gets
so?
some back end money from Al.
Shit. Yeah, I mean for the money.
Man, he undefeated still too. I mean, there ain't no
Yeah.
reason for these niggas not to come back. I mean, Jamel
Yeah.
only what? Well, Jamel got the loss to Castano, right?
Yeah, but he beat
Or
him.
Tony.
No, he got lost to Tony
Yeah.
Okay.
He got one loss
and
and
Canelo.
two. Yeah.
Tony and Canelo. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah. All these dudes got to come back, bro. They all got to come back. I mean, I'll admit they need to get their shit together. I don't know what's going on in Texas, but I mean, they definitely got to come back. I still need to see Charlo get whooped, especially for punching on his wife. I pray to God he come back to
That
54 and
wasn't
Bud
his
handle
wife.
that, man. I
That
think
wasn't his
that'll be
Yeah,
wife, bro.
amazing.
That wasn't
that's
his
both
wife.
of them. Punch on the one got a girlfriend. So Jamal um has a freaking girlfriend, and Jamel has a wife, right? Or it's
I
vice
thought
versa.
Jamal got back with his wife, and I thought Jamel
Oh,
was with his
so
girl.
Jamel got a girlfriend. Jamal got his
Yeah,
wife. Yeah,
yeah.
Jamal got back with his wife. I saw her down there, Roy's place. So
Oh, okay.
I was shocked to see her in the building. I ain't gonna lie, but
When Jamel, that was the transmission he hit. That wasn't his wife.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, they had the argument. They had the argument from them inside the house. Then they played the
They
audio where he
they
was
was
standing with his homeboy. Said he hit his girl right in her motherfucking shit.
nah, bro. That
He
wasn't.
said
He said
he
that
was like,
wasn't.
man, everything I done did for her. She gonna try to call the police on me.
She
Man, I
was.
punched her right in her shit.
Nah, she was defending that. That was her friend, the transmission. So
Oh, for real?
he was
Okay.
defending it. You know what I'm saying? That's who he punched though. That's why he was like, he hit her like a man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Cause
know,
then he said she wanted to act like a woman.
right, right, yeah. So that's what that was about. I was like,
That's
okay, I
crazy.
more understandable, yeah. But
I don't
yeah,
know, man. This shit gonna be interesting. It's always like boxing, bro. Like, man, all this magic, hocus pocus, deceptive, disingenuous, freaking fakery, bro. Like,
right. Like niggas can't just okay. We all in this weight class. Let's get this money. Let's make the fight. If you want to fight the best, it's got to be so much extra misleading, and then promoters and all that extra stuff, man. It just I hate all that, man. Then on top of all that, we got fans all in the comments and YouTube channels just doing what they do. That's what really make it the most annoying. You know what I'm saying? All that extra stuff.
super extra. Like that shit that happened with you. Look, I don't get involved in that because I know I have my share of shit, but I just
Yeah,
thought it was uncalled for. But I ain't taking nobody's sides because I've
yeah,
been there. I came on the panel and fuck with people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna talk to you like that. If I talk to you like that, I expect for it be in return. Like,
yeah. Like we first,
but I know y'all don't get along though, so
we don't really. I mean, we really never had nothing like that. We just boxing conversations. But
I mean I feel you, but you never know with this social media shit. Like one
yeah,
minute,
it's like
you
soon
know,
he was waiting for me. As soon as I said, I feel what you're saying. Right away, it's like he was just waiting for me to say
That
something.
tension, cause that tension be built up over time, man. As many
Yeah,
panels as niggas be on, I know. Hey, listen, listen, I already know AC talk a lot. His mic be loud. He overtalk everybody. He don't let niggas get a word in. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit like that, like niggas. Man, you can only go on for so long for a nigga really come out and tell you how you really feel. Like, man,
oh
shut
yeah,
the
for
fuck
yeah.
sure.
up.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I said that too. Like
I
I
know
was
you
like
did.
and then look, cause I know there's a lot of times I didn't muted my mic. Right? You just talk me like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, but I muted my mic when I said. So I'm like, I know I'm not the only one who feel like that, but I told him since but I still would have never came out and just you bitch. I
Right,
would have
right.
never just said that to him. You know, I still keep it boxing, but he was waiting to say that, obviously. But yeah,
I
that
ain't, hey, see if you listen, I ain't taking no sides, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
AC
mean,
ain't
shit.
taking
Niggas
no
still. I
sides.
think. I think everybody still fuck with you, AC. You know what I'm saying? It's just goddamn, dude. You know, like you
Yeah,
could. You had to expect that coming, G. You had to expect that coming,
But you
G.
you you
That shouldn't
talking
have
to
been no
grown.
surprise.
Look, in order for just say somebody my age, if I expect someone to treat me with common decency, I can't expect
yeah,
to talk to neither one of y'all and say, shut the fuck up, nigga, and all that shit, and they
right,
ain't gonna
right,
respond. It ain't gonna
exactly.
be no respectful shit no more. It's over.
Yeah,
I mean, it's over. So,
yeah, and
AC said he was putting hands on cops and shit.
yeah, all that. That's
He
how they
said he
be in
was
the
putting
comedy,
hand on cops, man. He said, man, I'll be knocking out cops and shit. Hey, I ain't mad
bro.
at him, man. That shit was hilarious though. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, typical
Mhm.
YTC shit, bro.
Facts. When you be in the comments too, going at it with niggas. Whenever y'all talk about, somebody say what they're doing in real life.
Yeah.
Everybody I ever talked to always said they was 6 feet something and 250. Everybody always say that. Like every
yeah,
nigga
yeah.
6'5", 250. Like, come on, man.
That's a lot of weight. I ain't gonna lie. If you 6'5", 250, I mean, it's depending on how you wearing it. But man, no, 6'5" ain't the average, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's like everybody that you say something about what happened in real life. They say that
Yeah,
they feel like that's a safe size. It's not too fat. It's bigger than the
yeah.
average person. So I know how they be thinking. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, "What's your body fat percent?" Oh man, that ain't important, man. Fuck all that. I'm six
Right.
five, 250, nigga.
Oh, step on you. You a little guy. Like, come on, man.
Hey. Some people on here they'll listen to your voice and think you're a small motherfucker, man. I'm serious.
Yeah. And I seen like when you was talking to Erica, like I know to calm you, but I know when like you don't really turn up like that. It's like you turn up a little bit at certain times, you know what I'm saying? But I know what it is. Like even when you start talking about MMA and boxing, he thinking like, damn, this nigga know how to really fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what's up with you, WCS. You know what I'm saying? So people like they just see the calmness, but I see what's really there. Like a lot of people don't, but some people do. You know what I'm saying? And like if you went there with him, he probably gonna just bow out. You know what I'm saying? Accidentally hang up or some shit. And I'll be knowing what's real though. They just people take your kindness for weakness until you really go there with him. You know what I'm saying?
That
What's
nigga,
going
that
on,
nigga's this.
WCS? What's up,
What's
panel?
going on? What's going on?
What's up,
How you
bro?
feel, bro?
That's the
Been
word.
good. I'm listening. Good.
Now I was just, it just comes down to like these niggas be super disrespectful, and you just gotta goddamn shift the gear, and open the door, and say, okay, you kept saying I got your number. I'm gonna hit you up now. I'm gonna hit
Hmm.
you up. You kept telling everybody who listens, you got a number, you got a number. Okay, what do you want to happen, man? Everybody got your number. You hear that nigga say
Wait,
shit 100
hey,
times. They
wait,
all got my number.
right. Look,
They could have just called me.
he said,
They
who
just
this?
said call me.
He said,
No,
who this?
nigga.
You said WCS. That nigga got silent for like 15 seconds. He couldn't believe it. They like,
He said
damn.
What's crazy,
Scotty.
man, is it be these old ass niggas, right? Like these niggas be on here talking like they really outside with the niggas our age and shit, 30 or late 20s and shit, out here really getting busy. Like the way Drew was hollering on the phone and shit, nigga, you'll die. This did like these niggas can't go do 25 right now, come home and still be on YouTube. You know what I'm
But
Mm-mm.
saying?
even in
Niggas
between,
like us can go sit down for 25 years, come home, be 50 years old, and jump online and still be talking this boxing shit. Them niggas can't do that shit. They go
but
do 25 years right
but
now, you gonna die when you
but
get out.
look, Blunts, even besides
I ain't
the
gonna lie, you'll die in that motherfucker
yeah,
blunt.
even besides the talking, like that's just talking. But when you really listen to him, you can hear every time it really came down to making this fight. Like he kept talking about peace. Let's talk it out. Let's have a drink. You could like he didn't want no smoke. But
Ain't want no problem, G.
yeah, I am 444. He probably got something good to say, man, because he be on point with it. We was talking about the Eddie Hearn though, and him losing the purse bid, and what you think is next for Boots.
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
talk your shit for
well,
what's
yeah,
good, bro.
I mean, just being on the outside looking in, man, it's just kind of, it's just political. You know what I mean? I mean, it's obvious that Eddie Hearn don't really have confidence in his fighter that he signed, and because the way I look at it is that even if we want to take the approach of saying, oh, the guy doesn't deserve this. Okay, cool. But haven't we all found ourselves in situations where you may have a particular place you may go get your gas from, you get a good price on it, but then you may find yourself in a situation where you don't have access to that no more. You got to just go pay a premium. You ain't
Mhm.
gonna run out of gas, you know what I mean? Because of your
Right.
pride and ego, you're gonna go pay that premium. So we've all found ourselves in situations, and that's how I looked at that situation. Like, okay, that you may not want to pay the price, but for the sake of your fighter and boxing and what's good for boxing and what's good for whatever, you should just go ahead and pay that because in the long game it's going to be more beneficial. And
Yeah.
that's the part that I felt like a lot of people was overlooking. Like, listen, we could fight about, okay, does he deserve this or deserve that? I think Norman deserves it, but for those that think he don't deserve it, no one is looking at Eddie Hearn and saying, no, spend that money, man, because what else is left? What other
Right.
choice do you have? You know what I mean? And when you find yourself in situations like that, you got to pay the money. That's just business 101, unless you
And
don't believe in him. And I don't think he believes in him, honestly.
to caveat what you said, good point. But this I was trying to tell people when they complain about what Turkey Al Sheikh is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'll say boxing is a part of a system because there's no governing body, there's no president, there's none of that. It's not even regulated. So it's operating off a system. And that system's been broken down for a long ass time. And every now and then, you get these speed bumps that remind you on how broken boxing is. But when it comes to freaking Eddie Hearns boosting up Ennis, you put the expectations out there. We thought we was gonna see big fights. You put the
Yeah.
promo out there, Ennis signs with Matchroom, blah blah blah, and then all they did was clout chase Crawford. Crawford left the division, went up to 54. That shit burnt down to the ground, bro. It's done. Now what? What's next? I mean, who else can you freaking you know have a rival with? I put it out there. I said Ennis needs to have a rivalry with somebody. And I thought it was
Exactly.
going to be Norman. I thought it
Exactly.
was going to be Norman, bro, but I guess not.
And
That
another
that
thing
little
too.
build
Go ahead.
up, that
Go ahead.
that would have made this fight big. Like it wasn't this big as it was when we started talking about this. So
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
him making
yeah.
that fight, that shit would have been real big, man. And
Hell yeah.
he dropped the. I feel like he dropped the ball on it because Boots is the one who's going at the undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Norman, he already had his fight, so they should have took that initiative and just did what they had to do. Even if you was gonna move up next, you know what I'm saying? At least unify, then move up. But to go defend your belt in this dude backyard, you didn't win the purse bid. Like you made
Yeah.
yourself look silly.
Yeah. And another thing too is that, people keep talking about, okay, well, why can't he go to Turk Al Rashid? And I'm like this, man. At the end of the day, these people got before Turk Al Rashid, these people had companies. You think Eddie Hearn want to risk, taking any hit with his company, all because he has access to money? Eddie Hearn ain't stupid.
Right. He
Turk
should,
Al Rashid could have put the money
that
up. Go ahead.
sacrifice, they should have
Go ahead.
took that sacrifice though.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
to the fact that he didn't, I mean, it's okay. You didn't. It is what it is. But to go and lose the purse bid over 250 grand, that's like an oxymoron to me. You know what I'm saying? In a way, it don't make sense.
I wanted to hear what for what
Yeah,
you was about
but
to say at the end, bro.
the angle I'm going at is that it's funny because
Oh, okay.
okay,
I
so
thought he stopped. His
you
mic was
know,
moving.
so
I
so
don't
the
hear
ang-
him though.
so
Y'all
so
hear
the
him?
angle the angle I'm going in is that Turk Al Rashid has the money, but the thing is that which I think people are overlooking is that Chuck Al-Rashid is still dealing with people that own companies. And so you're still dealing with personalities, you're still dealing with people, their objectives in the long run. I don't think Eddie Hearn wanted Turk Al-Rashid to get involved because Turk Al-Rashid will do what it takes to make that fight happen. He's kind of almost hiding behind the facade of Turk Al-Rashid when it comes to this situation because I really do believe if Eddie Hearn needed the money, Turk Al-Rashid and he needed Turk Al-Rashid to be involved, Turk Al-Rashid could have been involved. But we can't forget that these people got companies just like Golden Boy. You know what I mean? These people don't want their companies sinking because Turk Al-Rashid is going to make the best fight the best. And he's going to put that money up and he's going to eliminate all the facade and all the crap. And honestly, some of these promoters are hiding behind the crap. They're hiding behind the facades. They're hiding behind these roadblocks. You know what I mean? Because they don't want the public to really see them for what they are and they're really just trying to exploit the consumer. That's all it really is at any cost. Turk Al-Rashid threatens that, but at the same time, they need him because he's the finances, he's the money, So it's a very interesting situation.
What do you think about him? And that's anybody on the panel. What do you think about, Turk Al-Sheikh potentially starting this league? You know what I'm saying? People complaining that he's trying to take over boxing. Who's in charge of boxing right now? Is the question I have. If you feel that Turk Al-Sheikh's trying to take over boxing and reduce the belts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people complain about a Reggie belt don't mean anything, but yet it still signifies you being the world champion. So if you want to go to the UFC rule and have one belt, then that means these fighters are gonna have to fight more frequently.
And
You know what I'm saying?
that's why the fans. That's why a lot of the fans. It's a lot of fans with it, but the ones that are against it is because they don't want their favorite fighter to be forced to prove who they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to say Boots to do this, Boots to do that, but he never having to prove none of that. You know what I'm saying? But when it's one belt or somebody that's when it's a controlled environment, you're gonna have to fight. Then that's a different story because you got to prove what you really about. You know what I'm saying? Canelo wouldn't be able to duck Benavidez and his fans to say, "Oh, he's the greatest fighter ever," and all this. It ain't no more of that. So
Agreed.
yeah, that's why I'm with it. And the pay per view thing, I don't know about. That's a good thing, $20 for pay per view, but I just don't know how they gonna make their money. Like how fighters like a lot of what I'm saying when they have pay per views, that's to get the extra money. So is he
The
gonna
pay
keep?
per view, the pay per view may potentially be low, but the ticket sales, at the gate may be a little bit more pricier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some's gonna have to give. If you talking about bringing in the audience remotely, those who are purchased the fight, then I guess the gate might be a little bit more pricey. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I don't really mind paying $80 for a pay per view, but it's got to be worth it. It got to be good fights. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo shouldn't be able to keep putting $80 pay. Like this fight right here is worth it to me because I like the build up. You know what I'm saying? The plant fight on that. I don't mind paying it for that, but for him to come fight Jaime Munguia in a rematch next or something like that, that's trash. He should have to fight Benavidez, and then I don't mind paying the money for it. But you can't keep giving us bum fights. That's what I don't like about it.
You know what I like? I think the Canelo situation, just like Floyd, once Canelo is in a phase out,
Yeah,
he's on the back end of his career. I don't think we're gonna see this anymore. I think if Turkey Alley Sheep really get traction and come over here and start not reorganizing, reconstructing
Hmm.
How boxing is ran. I don't think we're gonna see no freaking cash cow like Canelo getting all this stupid money from one promotion because people just don't have the money. It's costing more to put on fights. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It's costing more for the networks and all that. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be different. I don't think we're gonna see no cash cow like Canelo just coming here swooping. I think you're gonna have multiple fighters that's been paid a nice handsome amount of money, and that's the way it's gonna be.
and they earning it because
Yeah.
it's nobody else out here getting paid 50 million a fight or nothing like that. So they gonna be willing to earn it. Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure.
I mean, that'll be good for boxing to have more frequency with the fighters. I mean, MMA fighters, they don't get 8 weeks to train. Man, them MMA fighters be going back in that motherfucker freaking, 4 or 5 weeks or something like that to fight. You see
Yeah,
champions go in there and lose their belt, and they allow the champion to go back in there and fight for their belt again that they just lost.
yeah,
I hope that's part of what Turkey Al Sheik is going to do. Also, if you have a champion that loses belt, are you going to give him opportunity to take a couple of fights and get back in with entitled contention to fight for the belt?
right. What up, Pastor Goose? The link in the chat too, but
What's going on, ITC Boxing to you in the building, man? What's going on, Gooch? One half of the apostles on deck, man. Shout out to Omaha in the building.
yeah, Eddie lost that purse bid, man. We trying to see what he gonna do next.
Man, Eddie been playing games for a long time, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? A long freaking time.
and
But
yeah, it's like we be knowing. Even when he be capping in the media, it's like people know, but they just choose to listen to it because they want to go with whoever they trying to defend. That shit just be weird.
I just think right now we weren't looking for Eddie to play games like this. Like you really wasted our time having us thinking that Norman and Ennis were close to being made
Yeah,
potentially, but all along, um, your itinerary made to be, I mean, made for was maybe for Boots to move up to 154 all along. You
right.
know what I'm saying? I mean, if you
You
had
let something.
plans knowing headed into this freaking purse bid that what your ceiling was kind of low, definitely low for this fight, and you didn't care nothing about it. You knew you was going. It was a great possibility you was going to get freaking outbid. Did Boots know that was your ceiling, or he doesn't even care? You know?
Right. Yeah. I don't even think Boots care because they don't be knowing, bro. They never know what's going on.
Yeah, they
Like,
had like they're not a part of their business. They're handling. That's why they've been in predicaments, man. Like, damn.
yeah, that's why I wrote that comment earlier. Like, we only know what Master tell us, son. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
How's Bozy and Boots talking
That's
about
funny.
they heard? How you don't know, nigga? Both of y'all heard. This y'all business. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I don't want to criticize the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Boots ain't did shit to me. I mean, he seemed like a good dude. It just seems like he just lose focus. Like he ain't taking his ADHD medicine or something, bro. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
When he was like, yeah, offer been sent, they turned it down. Like you could tell that's what he was told. You know what I'm saying? He had no idea what was going. He had no idea they sent a counter offer. That's why I know. That's why I was saying this is all Eddie doing, because they didn't even know until it got put out in the media. That's why I said they should have called each other and made the fight happen. You know what I'm
But
saying?
but to add to that though, this just kind of show you how, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, them willingly clout chasing Crawford, but not learning from Crawford the things that they need to learn from Crawford. And this is the thing that I just find it weird. You got Crawford name in your mouth, but then you're not really looking at how Crawford handled business. These
Mm,
Right.
guys, these guys, they're
facts.
focused on the wrong thing, and it's like it's sad, because I hear what they try to say, but then I'm like, are you really paying attention to the dude you're clout chasing? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
really pay attention. You know what I mean? Because there's no excuse, to be honest with you. These people are adults, man, and you're in a business, and you're just going to be blinded and walking around freely blinded. Like, that's just insane to me. How do you not know your business? Put you on
Right, like
camera saying ridiculous things like, we sent the offer. He didn't, it's like,
like
no.
like that's like buying a building, and then you hire the maintenance man. All right, you fix it up, put the toilet, you remodeling it, but you just tell him to do it, and just let him remodel it however you want to. You're not looking at who he's hiring. You're not looking at the color of paint. You're not looking at what type of toilets, what sinks. You just totally relying on this one person, your maintenance man, to get it all done. That's what Boots man doing. Like, you own the building. This is y'all the fighter. You gotta know what's going on. Like, oh, did you? He said 300,000. You can't give him that. Like, they just real stupid to the business to me, man. And it's been like that. He relied on Steven Espinosa like that the same way. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what they say when it comes to blacks, how they lazy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They
yeah,
used to say back in the day, if you want a secret, put it in a book. You wanna
yeah.
you wanna keep a secret from blacks, just put it in a book. And like once again, it sounds disrespectful to say that when it is involving these individuals, but it just seems like they're not even motivated to know what's going on the business side. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, yeah,
why
yeah,
why 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 aren't they getting the same amount of criticism that was going on with Bud Crawford? That he's bad for business. He's moving funny, moving from bad for business. It seemed like Boost them. Don't nobody say shit about how they moving when it come to
exactly.
business.
And World Combat, I put that in the chat. Bad business boots, because they used to say bad business, but they just
Good
you know,
point.
it's a double standard, bro. Everybody got something against. I don't understand what's the hate for Crawford. Like, what did he
I'm
do?
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what the hate is. It's because of what Crawford represents. Honestly, like they don't want individuals thinking like Crawford as a whole.
Yeah.
So, and these YouTube channels, they almost reinforce the stupidity. Like, you guys are saying like they should call that out. Yeah, bad business boots. Like where all the channels where people are really talking about the things that are important as it relates to the business of boxing. You know what I mean? Because we like to look at boxing like it's just entertainment. No, obviously there's more going on now, and I think it's only fair that we introduce and we talk about all the different aspects of boxing so that our perception is broadened. I'm so annoyed at just looking at these like really one dimensional like perception on boxing. It's like it's
Yeah.
almost like and I've talked about this before. It's sad when we can watch like a blatant robbery. Like this is crazy, like a blatant robbery. Like let's say look at Canelo for instance. Most people know and feel that Canelo lost the Lara fight. Most people feel and know that he lost the first Triple G fight. But we still walk around. Well, most people walk around and they still have to psychologically act as if Canelo is the guy. You know what I
And look,
mean? Go ahead.
even better example, the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight.
Yes.
We literally know this man cheated, and they sit there and just it don't matter. He still beat him. They still act as if it's a good win. Oh, Devin ain't undefeated, knowing that he cheated. He didn't beat him fair and square. So how are you still acting like this is a victory? Because you want to get views and likes and comments on your channel because you know all the fans, especially the race fans, this is what they want to hear. So you just gonna ignore the truth and just keep pushing that agenda. You know what I'm saying? And we don't realize this. Um, Even being on YouTube and social media in general, like we should appreciate how privy we are to this information that we can even get all this information and end up talking to fighters, talking to managers and promoters, you know what I'm saying? All the different things that come with it. We never was even involved in that, but we see it and we don't even take advantage of it. We just not us, but in general as people in the comments, you want to just go with a lie when we can get the real truth. You can really talk to this person and get the truth. You still want to lie.
Correct.
It don't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's a bit wild because we are providing the fighters with a service because the promoters are not going to promote the fighter in between fights. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how big you are, you only
Right.
get so limited promotion anyway. But when they come over here to this this platform, YTC, you have individuals that's disconnected from a certain type of promotion. Let's just say they heavy with the PBC. You got the ones heavy with Golden Boy, Top Rank. Then you see the bias. You hear the bias set in. And then, these are people who saying they're diehard boxing fans. But like you just mentioned, when it comes to Canelo and Erislandy Laura, they try to brush it off. Canelo won the fight. What about Triple G? I was too close, but the right man won. I mean, if you're a diehard aficionado, have some integrity, bro. I
Right.
mean, but over here, the casual boxing fans is hoodwinked and bamboozled because now you have individuals who are taken under, you know, committed themselves to coming full time YouTube content creators, and they willing to just put information up there that's not true.
Right.
You
All
know
the
what I'm saying?
time.
They just put clickbait up there that's not true, just for you to tune in and listen to them, and they're not even talking about what the title's about.
Even IFL did that during the Riyadh season. They posted Tank. Now that's a big channel. You know what I'm saying? And y'all posted Tank and Shakur is a done deal. Like, yeah, how y'all just gonna lie like that? Like that was a.
Yeah,
I couldn't even believe they posted that. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
they just outright lied. And then you got people like Ness got a video talking about he talking to Danny Garcia as if he got a chance to fight Canelo now. He's close about him moving at 160. You doing what Crawford wants to do, as if
Mm-hmm.
anybody want to see Danny Garcia and Canelo, but you rather him get that fight. You just don't want to see Bud get it, which is the whole point. You know what I'm saying? But nobody talking about Danny Garcia and Canelo, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But to him, he want that to happen. Like, come on, you that's fake as hell, bro.
And you have the herd mentality on here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, the Oracle Trick Noti in the building. What's going on with it, Trick? Appreciate you pulling up, dog.
What's up,
You know,
bro?
you have a um an excessive amount of herd mentality that's going on where people want to just get into a group instead of them thinking for themselves just like they have to do in their everyday life. I mean, when
Yeah,
they go to work, when they in school, when you're doing anything that you have to go up there and complete task, daily duties, they get on here and act like they don't have no sense of control. Like
and
they can't even function as a grown human being. Some of these cats got families, you know what I'm saying, and all that.
World
And they live
Combat.
in a double life. They live a double life on this YTC shit, man.
On YouTube, the worst audience that I ever seen, the most herd mentality is Southpaw. His his fans are completely followers. He'll say one thing, he'll say, he be going at Devin. Then the next day he'll say, "Oh, I respect that Devin is great." And they'll just literally switch up. Like whatever he say, they follow it like kid. Like he could get them to join the gang. Basically, that's what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? And he hate Turkey just because his whole reason. He literally admitted this, and he don't like Turkey because Turkey didn't say Floyd was the greatest fighter ever in his opinion. That's his opinion, but he said, "Yeah, I'm biased." He said that, so I don't like him. But his fans are trying to legitify. Look, I mean, you know what I'm saying? What he's saying, even though he admits he being biased, but y'all so dumb, y'all gonna follow his every word, bro. Those fans, they are the dumbest fans I ever seen in my world, bro. In my
You
life,
know,
they
you think
stupid.
they more of a herd mentality than showbiz? I think
Yeah,
his fans
bro, they
will switch
worse.
up in a heartbeat too, man.
Bro, they worse of it. I'm telling you, I see his fans, and I'm telling you, Southpaw got the worst fans because he admit his bias a lot of times, but they be trying to make a reason act like it's the truth, but he know that it's not the truth. He just saying it. This his channel, but y'all so dumb. Y'all follow every word like they stupid, bro. They the worst. I think they terrible, but I
Trick,
definitely understand that.
yeah. Trick said, these are the games Eddie Hearns plays. Remember when he had promised Luis Ortiz a shot at Anthony Joshua and he never got it. He played Ortiz and kept him away from Joshua.
Yeah,
Cal promoted. Yeah, he did. I mean,
when
Ortiz had to find out the hard way.
he
You
signed
know?
Ortiz too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And he never got Joshua. And that's what I was trying to tell people, not to get off topic, but that's what I was trying to tell people about the $100 million supposedly 3 fight contingency, that they were saying Deontay Wilder didn't take. It
yeah.
wasn't necessarily saying he would have got Joshua. Let's just say Joshua would have lost the titles. Who's Wilder gonna fight next? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What is the contract contingent upon? You fighting Joshua for that amount of money or anybody else that has the belts?
And,
Because if he would have fought Dominique Brazil, he knocked him out, and then Joshua somehow, kept Wilder on a leash and did him just like he did Luis Ortiz, like Eddie Hearns did Ortiz.
mhm.
How long is it gonna take for you to get that fight? We seen Canelo sign a 11 fight, 365 million, and he
Yeah,
didn't even get to the he
then
didn't
he
get through the
did.
freaking run.
Ever. Yeah, right. He didn't even get Charlo.
Yeah, he didn't even get through the run, man. He was like he had to go get himself out of there, out of that contract. So yeah, I remember that.
And right, and when Wilder said just put Joshua in the contract, put him in the
Yeah,
deal, he wouldn't
yeah.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't do it
Because
because it wasn't guaranteed. They didn't want to put
exactly.
Joshua as it was contingent on some other shit. Try to explain it to him, but the herd mentality, man, they always bring up Wilder. He should have took the 100 million.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
even I think Wilder said something like that. Like,
even with the Dillian White fight, he said he'll fight him, but put Joshua in that contract. They just wouldn't do
yeah,
it. But yeah, that they just people gonna follow whatever they want to follow. It don't matter if it's the truth. Like I was saying with Ryan and Haney, they don't care if he cheated. He won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but if it was Crawford, like I said, if Crawford beat Canelo and then afterwards they found out he had a banned substance, they not going, and they would be going crazy. The media,
crazy,
everybody,
crazy,
bro. You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like you
Because
Google that.
every other thing they was criticizing him was surface type shit.
Yeah,
But if he was to really test positive for some real core, I'm talking about some shit that's to the core internally that he's knowingly cheating. Well, guess what, man? It's over, man.
it's over, bro. Like you Google Devin Haney, you see him on the canvas from the Ryan Garcia fight.
I
Like
mean, all over.
right, that's the first thing you see. You shouldn't see that if this man cheated. But if, like I was saying, if it was with Crawford doing that to Canelo, you're not gonna see Canelo knocked out from Crawford cheating. You're gonna see, you look up Crawford, the first thing gonna be he cheated against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is so fake, man.
Hey, bro. You know who I can't find where they knock down pictures? Virgil Ortiz.
Oh
It
no, I
it
haven't
might
looked
be
up.
out there now. I don't know, but man, I've been searching for them freaking knockdown pictures. I can't find them. I
Yeah,
cannot find Virgil Ortiz him being dropped in his last fight, man.
they do that, bro. They remove, like I told you, with when the way that when they was like when Fundora said I want to fight Terrence Crawford next, and his coach looked at him, they all the clips you see of that, they cut that off. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see him look like that. They
Yep.
cut that whole look off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta probably really search to find it, but they chopped that up, they clipped it, so you can't see the way he looked. You know what I'm saying? They be doing this, bro. It's a whole agenda. For real.
Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I would like to fight him.
Thank you. Gail Falkenthal, NY Fights.
Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I would like to fight him.
I scooped it up. Shit.
Yeah, good shit, cause that shit hard to find.
That motherfucker looked at him like, what?
It was like, don't say you finna fight him, and then they tried their hardest not to make it happen. I'm waiting on that too. I guess Bud probably waiting on
I
Canelo to see
mean,
what he say too.
yeah, because Canelo is way bigger than him and Fundora, I'll tell you that. And look, I said to myself, I say, you know, Fundora really, Canelo really playing this like standoffish. What if he's doing it in a way just to keep people on edge? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What if he has no problem with making the fight? Because it's gonna require him getting that 150 million. You know what I'm saying? Or,
yeah.
or something close to it. Maybe
It's
he's just saying, you know what? I want to take the freaking attention off of people talking about Crawford and keep it on my fight with Edgar Berlanga, maximize my freaking gain on
hmm
this fight, and then after this Edgar Berlanga fight is over with, now we can post fight They say, well, Canelo, who would you like to fight next? Well, they say Terrence Crawford out there. I'll fight Crawford.
Yeah.
Man, media go haywire, bro.
Yep. And yeah, I agree with that too. Um, and it's more of a chance of him fighting Crawford than Benavidez. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. So
I mean,
it,
Benavidez at 175 now, so I don't. I
yeah,
know
but you
Canelo said he want to go to 175, and I don't think it's a fight Benavidez though.
yeah, no, he's saying for Bivol,
Yeah.
but Benavidez said he'd come down for the fight, but I doubt that fight ever gonna happen. But even a Canelo fight, he not undisputed, so I don't really care for it. But if Bud wants to fight, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I noticed since Turkey been involved though, it's like people been they look forward to the next fight. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time that happens, the fight that's current don't turn out the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like even
Mm-hmm.
Pitbull Cruz, even Crawford fight. We thought we expected him to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? To that entice the Canelo fight, and look how competitive that fight ended up being. You know what I'm saying? So it's been like most of these Turkey cards or fights that he involved in, the fight's been turning out like that. So that's why I feel like even with this Berlanga fight, bro. He fuck around and beat Canelo, and everything gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody overlooking him. Even I even think Canelo. He won't really overlook people, but he think he got like he's saying he gonna stop him in the eighth. You just feel like there's no way to win, and you underestimate him. So I don't. That's not really a good look to me. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of noticed that since Turkey been involved, people looking forward to the next fight, but it keep turning out not like they planned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, solid. You know what I'm saying? I don't get Edgar Berlanga any chance of freaking winning, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just think his IQ ain't there yet. He keep on talking about this thing got nothing to do with physical, but all mental. And if it's all mental, that's where I believe Canelo gaps you at, because obviously
Yeah.
his career has been on a whole entire different stratosphere than Edgar Berlanga. Real talk. So when you're talking about mental IQ, intellect, oh man, and Canelo can play around with this guy, man. If you saying if Edgar's talking about it's not gonna be a physical game, it's gonna be mental.
Yeah, he know. I just feel like I've been watching him and his coach. They studying. They know what Canelo do. But if it's I'm not saying he's gonna win, but I feel like he has a chance because they understand what Canelo does. He's not that complex. You know what I'm saying? And he got the power. You know what I'm saying? He got the skills, but we don't know if he got the IQ to go through the whole fight and do what's got to be done. That's why I said it's a good card. It's definitely worth the money. I'm definitely buying it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I ain't saying I ain't want to see it now. I
Yeah,
know the ring walk for both fighters is gonna be crazy.
yeah,
Because Edgar's with the hip hop community deep. With the Puerto Rican culture. Even though Oscar said, Edgar, show them your freaking Puerto Rican birth certificate. I
yeah,
know, cause you don't have one. That clapback Thursday, that shit been hilarious with
yeah.
Oscar,
Those
man.
be good. I ain't gonna lie. He funny.
It's gonna be interesting though. I'm looking forward to the fight. Real talk.
And I think the Planet McCumbee fight is 50-50.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a barn burner, I think.
yeah. Of course, I'm biased. I'm going for Plant. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going for Plant because Plant been slapping motherfuckers, throwing
Yeah,
water on them.
I
I
can
mean,
I like Plant too, but I'm gonna say I'm going for McCombie this fight, man, because he the underdog. And I like what he brings to the table. Everybody
yeah,
counting him out because how Plant is too. He got a lot of fans, and everybody like, oh, he about that life, but dude ain't no pushover, bro. He can fight, but this the first time he's stepping up to that level though, so we gonna
yeah.
see. That's a good fight.
That's a fact.
Hmm.
Well, dude, I'm a bounce, man. I'm
Yeah,
going
for sure.
on like 2.5. I'm gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Big shout out to Bud Gunstop Canelo for pulling up. Big Blunts and Boxing 444. Haynes Legacy. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all fellas for pulling up. And those of you that's in the chat, I think it was MKB.
Yeah, he was here earlier.
Shout out to MKB for the $2 super sticker. Thanks for supporting the channel as always, my brother. Until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.
Peace.